Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today's video is a very special one. I have been waiting for this video for not only hours, not only days, but weeks and weeks and weeks. And I can't tell you how many times I've went back and forth. Broly is in the building. He says he was first, but guess who beat you to the punch? My boy, Mr. Williams. Wait, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bang! Before the stream even started, $56 on the Cash App from one of the biggest fans on planet Earth. Mr. Williams, salute to you. You stepped your game up from $38 for beer for you, me, and the team. I appreciate you very, very much. And I'm looking at the Cash App. And then even before the stream even starts, you're pulling like a Nate the Great type of move or like a Holly Hundo type of move and dropping the dono because you know the show is going to be good. No one knows what direction I'm going to go. This is very, very special. Salute to you, Mr. Williams. I appreciate you very, very much. Like T.O. used to say, you better get your popcorn and get ready for the show. And look at that love and appreciation. I know that we're going to get subs. I know we're going to get views. All right. I know we're going to get a lot of different things as we move forward, and donations should be through the roof on Super Bowl 56. All right. But I got to be able to say thank you, and I love you. You know, the fans, you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I'll wait for a few more people to come in the room. Obviously, we got the nice thumbnail that I'm going to be using from Johnny that he made as we're going to be going towards Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, man, I'm going to break it down too. I got a lot of different things that I want to break down. We'll break it down by position: quarterback, running back, offensive line, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, coaching, kickers. We're going to go through all of that. Then we'll go over a prediction. Then we're going to go over some scores. But I'll tell you what, I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years. No cap, all right? I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years. And then to not be biased, even if I have an agenda, you know what I mean? You got to be able to look deep, because when you're talking about sports and being able to get that respect, even if I don't like a certain team or a certain player, I got to push that aside, right? And I can't do what everyone else is doing. I got to be me. I got to go based on my methods, all right? The criteria that it takes to win a championship. O-line, D-line, the battle in the trenches, coaching. And like I said, we got an amazing game that's going to be coming up, obviously, on Sunday. But let's give a shout out to the MVP in the room. Already, we're at $56. I mean, like I said, it's one thing to do $5. It's one thing to do $6. He pushed that shit together. He said $56, bang, 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 bang. I know the stream is going to be fucking good. I appreciate you. Broly's in the building. He said, I'm first, but you actually got beat to the punch by Mr. Williams. He threw that Cash App in about 5 minutes before the stream started. Shout out to you, my boy. $56. What a big number to start off the stream off on a good note. And I know a lot of this is just going to be appreciation for all my hard work that I've done up to this point. And on the Super Bowl, shit, we might hit 500. We might hit 800. We might hit 1,000 on the donos, depending on who comes in and who hangs out. I'm really excited to be able to do this video with y'all today. A lot of research, a lot of reading. I took Paisley for a walk with a girlfriend earlier today. The weather was beautiful out here in Oregon. But I'll tell you what, I have never been so conflicted in my entire life, since I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years, and people are going to be listening to this show and betting money on like DraftKings with their friends. So I don't want to steer people wrong, but let's remember, this season has been the hardest to predict for football games ever. I think this is the hardest year to predict. I've gotten more picks wrong this season in the regular season, the playoffs, and the upsets that happened in November, December with Uncle Mo, as well as the divisional round, the wild card, and the NFC AFC championship game. I mean, I don't give a shit if you're considered a pro or professional. A lot of guys that are experts, pundits, are getting a lot of these picks wrong, and I don't blame them, because, I mean, this NFL is the best in the world, and we never know what's going to fucking happen. There might be a team on paper like the Rams, and you can go that route. Oh, paper. Yeah, they got the team. They got, Aaron Donald. They got Stafford, Cup. Yeah, Rams. But then you got, like, the doubters thinking, okay, the Bengals are hot. Uncle Momentum. Peter Schrager stealing from Orion. Joe Burrow might be the next Tom Brady, Joe Montana-ish kind of player. What would it mean to Cincinnati if they win? There's a lot of, fans that are getting hyped up for this, even if they don't give a shit about the Bengals or Rams. It's either like you love Matthew Stafford and you want him to win a ring, or you're a Lions fan, or you're an Aaron Donald guy and you want him to win the ring, or a Von Miller guy, maybe from the Broncos, or you're a majority of the country and you're going for anybody but the Rams and you're going for the Bengals. It could have been the Chiefs, okay? And you're going for Joe Burrow, the swag, Jamar Chase. Maybe you're an LSU fan and obviously you like LSU, all right? Or maybe you're a Saints fan and you got, Eli Apple, even though he's talking shit. But more so, you got guys like Von Bell and T-Rex, Trey Hendrickson, easy to root for when you got guys in Nolens, in that general area. It's like the Cincinnati Bengals Saints, just like they had, obviously, the Los Angeles Rams/Lions. I saw there was a store in Detroit, and it was on my timeline, and it was showing that they were selling Rams Lions like combo shirts in Detroit because of Matthew Stafford. Sarah Small with another donation to get it popping off. Thank you so much on the Cash App. You guys are awesome. We're already at $61 and the show has barely started. Let's go. Let me actually type this in here real quick. There we go, baby. There we go, baby. Let's go. Sarah Small, bang, $5. She's adding to the toll. Mr. Williams, Xavier Williams, bang, $56 before the stream even motherfucking started on the Cash App. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. We easily can get to a hundo. I know sometimes in the last couple streams, it was kind of a stretch, to get to that 75, 80 number. But obviously, this is a big video. I went all out on the thumbnail, made that thumbnail myself. This is the thumbnail in the background that Johnny did. I actually reached out to Johnny to see if he can make me a thumbnail for this show, but he had to go to work. But I already got the one for the Super Bowl, so we're good to go. I'm excited for this matchup, and we'll break everything down. And you guys can put your picks as well. Panthers fan in the building. Panthers fan, what happened? The $200. NASCAR. What happened? You want me to do NASCAR? I am going to be doing the Daytona 500, and I am going to be doing it. So I got Forbidden Alchemy says that he'll drop 200. And I'll start to do some NASCAR, like I said. So I'm going to have Johnny do a thumbnail, maybe put some of the racer images of the guys on the thumbnail itself. And I'll be doing a WWE Elimination Chamber in a couple weeks. That'll be on Saturday at like 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then Daytona 500 on the next day. Let's jump into it. Let's do it. Fuck it, right? Let's get some more fans. I'm going to end up doing some NASCAR this year. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go, baby. All right, Kettle in the building. What a do. It actually, they did not predict it. So The Simpsons has predicted a lot, but in that initial, photo, it was Photoshopped. They had Homer Simpson. This was back in the day. I've watched every Simpsons from the beginning. I'm the ultimate Simpsons fan. But the Bengals were actually playing the Dolphins in that simulated Super Bowl, and Homer had Bengals, obviously on his chest or on his stomach. And that was when the Bengals were bad. So this was, they predicted a lot of things, all right, but it wasn't even the same teams. It wasn't Rams and Bengals. I saw that as well. Hey, gang. She said, check the Cash App. Again, Cash App, baby. Appreciate you. Let's go. Another Cash App. Bang! Eagles John, $10. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you guys very, very much. I hope everyone is having a great day. Let's go. As I got my own prediction, since he's getting 2 turnovers minimum, they've been ball hawkish, especially Jesse Bates III. I appreciate you guys very, very much. All right, Marcos Pineda, he ended up getting your boy $100. All right, $100 donation, obviously, before, I helped him out earlier on. So we're on a good note with everything that is going on. All right, let's go, baby. I didn't stream it because you didn't end up giving. You said you were going to hook me up with $200. You didn't hook me up. I said if you want to hook me up on the Cash App, I would have did that NASCAR, but I will be doing the Daytona 500, and I will be doing some of those. I got to make sure it's worth my time, and I didn't say I need 200. Obviously, you guys offered, all right, and Forbidden Alchemy said he'll do the 200, and obviously if I can do some more NASCAR to get more fans, and it sounds like it's going to be worth it for me, and we can end up learning a little bit more, and having some additional content to the channel. Let's go, baby. All right, Eagles John, 1 sec here. Eagles John, let's go. Eagles John, $10. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bang! Eagles, John, $10 on the Cash App. Bang, 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 bang. And we'll add Marcos Pineda with the Cash App as well, since he ended up sending me some money as well. Let's go, Marcos Pineda. Let's go, baby. Marcos, my boy. Let's go. $100 from Marcos, my boy. Appreciate you. We're grinding it out today. What are we at right now? We're at what, $171 already? Oh, baby. We're going to add that to it. Marcos Pineda, bang, $100 on the Facebook app. Bang, 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 bang. That was right before the stream as well. Just like Mr. Williams dropping the $56. Damn, we're sitting at what, 171? And then we haven't even got into the stream yet. You guys are the best fans. Ooh, baby, $171. And we're only 11 minutes in. All right. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Let's acknowledge everybody in the room. We got Broly in the room. What to do? Mr. Williams in the room. Bang, 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 bang with the $56. Sarah Small in the building. Alex is in the building. Panthers fan is in the building. Let's fucking go. Kettle is in the building. What it do, baby? Sarah's in the building. Adventures with AG in the building. 2 days left, and my Rams will finally win that ring since the 99 season. And just imagine if they would have won against Brady. What could have been? I mean, the greatest show on turf. They were very, very good. Let's see what Adventures with AG. His score prediction is 41-33. Now, we do remember there is defense, right? We do remember there's defense out there. That's a little high, my dude. I mean, that would be amazing if the Super Bowl got that high. But I doubt that the scoring is going to be that high, my dude. You might know something that I don't know, but I doubt that it'll be that high of a scoring matchup, but you never motherfucking know. Panthers fan in the building. Sarah Small, Adventures with AG. Eagles, John, $10. Bang, 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 bang. Marcos on the Facebook app. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Oh, Cali Ram fan in the building. What are we at? $171 in donos already, and we're only 12 minutes in. All right, so I went over some stats and analytics, all right? And you know, with me, I'm always hustling and I'm always grinding, right? And I'm always trying to find news and stats and things that are a little unusual, you know, things that I'm like, okay, you know, maybe these are facts that are maybe being left out. And we want to go over all of the different pieces of the information. But I thought that this piece of information was very interesting. So we can break it down by position and everything that we, you know, go over. But let's start off with the quarterbacks. All right, so we can start off, obviously, with the Ramily. They are the home team. We already know that they are trying to do something that Tampa Bay did earlier on, right? So they did it last year, but this time you got the Rams, got the NFC Championship game at home, and then now they're getting the Super Bowl at home. I mean, if that's not a fucking home field advantage, I don't know what the fuck is. And then we got, as Tom Grossi would say, kitty goes meow, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the map. Who knew that they could go from 2 wins, 4 wins, right, from last season? Joe Burrow with the ACL, MCL, PCL, and then the kitty goes meow, and then goes all the way to the Super Bowl. And you know what it was? It was Uncle Momentum. And, you know, they find a way, even when Burrow gets sack lunched 9 fucking times against the Titans, they found a way to get past the Raiders, obviously in the wild card round. Past that, the Titans, they found a way to get past them in the divisional, even though the O-line played like shit. But the defense bailed out Burrow, right, and got some big picks and some big plays on the defense. And then as you shift forward into the game at Arrowhead, that was the big one, right? You got to think about that. We all thought, including me, you know, I thought, okay, Kansas City Chiefs are winning it all. You know, I think that they could beat the Rams. I thought they could, you know, go all the way. I thought they were peaking at the right time. You know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back. Travis Kelce was balling. Tyreek the Freak Hill. All right. They got guys like Honey Badger, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Mecole Hardman. You got Butker. You had Andy Reid. You know, Bieniemy wasn't going anywhere. Chiefs. But they couldn't hold on. And while it was going for it with Mahomes and Tyreek, right? Remember that right before halftime? And that was stupid. You should have went for the field goal. You were up 21-3. If you would have went for the field goal, you would have been up 24-3, and you got the ball in the second half, but you decided to be greedy, and it backfired. And hopefully they learn from that moving forward, because I still think the Chiefs got championship rings in their future. All right. But as we go over the quarterbacks, all right, we're going to go over Matthew Stafford, okay, who led the league with picks, was 17. But if you look at his stats throughout the year, I mean, he had a pretty fucking good year overall, if you actually look at the stat line and everything that they did. So if you're actually looking at Matthew Stafford's stats as we're going through the year, all right, 41 touchdowns, 17 picks in the regular season, okay? Regular season. That's the most picks. He was tied for number one, all right? And then if you go with Joe Burrow, all right, Joe Burrow's stats aren't as good, right, than Matthew Stafford's, but they're not bad. 34 touchdowns and 14 picks, all right? And that is in the regular season, and Burrow started getting hot around December 26th. It was around the day after the big day, Christmas, right? So it was Baltimore, 525 yards, then Kansas City, 446, then the Raiders, 244, the Titans, 348, and the Chiefs again with 250, okay? So both guys, I mean, if you're really looking at what Stafford and what Burrow bring, who's more likable? Who's got the drip? Who's got the swag? I mean, it seems like, you know, when this guy was on the Lions, you know, we always we just dismissed him. We knew he was good. We knew he was a top 10 talent, all right? But every single year, they would always finish in last, you know, maybe third in the NFC North. We never really gave him the proper, you know, accolades, the proper congratulations, the proper respect that he deserves, right? We didn't give it to him, all right? Then he goes to the Rams and the Ramily, right? And then you make guys amazing. OBJ quit when he was on the Browns. Now he looks like a guy that could be a top 20 wide receiver. And then if he gets paid, whether it's with the Rams or somewhere else, he looks like he might have revitalized his career, okay? And we thought that maybe OBJ was done. We saw him with the Giants. I saw nothing besides him playing with Jarvis Landry, collecting a paycheck over there in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield is trash, all right? And you improve that with Matthew Stafford. And then you see a guy like this with Cooper Kupp. I mean, look what he did this season. Unfucking believable. All right, the best wide receiver in the league, and let alone being Caucasian and being a white wide receiver. All right, but the league is led by dominant brothers like Devontae Adams and Tyreek the Freak Hill, and that's a big credit to this guy right here, Matthew Stafford. So obviously with Stafford and Burrow, both guys have the ability to score on their legs. All right, through the air. You know, they're mobile. They can do it. Burrow's probably a little bit more mobile than Stafford. But if Stafford needs to scramble from like the 5-yard line, I know he could get in if need be. Okay? All right. They both got good arms. They both read defense as well. They both have been hot as we're going into December and the playoffs. Okay? So if you're really going to say who's got the advantage between both of these quarterbacks, I think it's a push, because literally you could get Stafford being MVP, you can get Burrow being MVP, or it might go to the receivers like a Cooper Kupp or a Jamar Chase, but it's going to be based off these guys. There's a good chance that both of them throw at least one pick because the defenses are good, okay? But I don't know if there's really a big advantage for one quarterback or the other. Both can lead their teams to victory. Both guys can come back. Both guys have the moxie. It's just one guy's at the end of the career and one guy is at the very beginning, okay? So that's what I'm kind of feeling there as far as the quarterbacks. I'm not sure if there's really one advantage left or right, or, you know, Rams or Bengals. I think it's, you know, a very fair push. I think both guys are phenomenal. Both guys can ball out, and it wouldn't surprise me either way if it ends up being Burrow or Matthew Stafford with the MVP at the end of the day. I would not be shocked. Let me go to some of the comments so I don't get too far behind, all right? And that way you guys can update me on everything that's going on. Salute to Marcos Pineda and everyone else that has donated already so far. We are at, 171? You guys are the fucking best fans on planet Earth, all right? I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Marcos Pineda, bang, 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 bang. Appreciate you, my dude. All right, let's go here. The best fans on the planet Earth. Absolutely. You guys are the best. Adventures with AG. You never know. It's 9 versus 9. Yep. Well, you know what, though? But the thing is, if Stafford loses, I don't think he's a loser. They could be right there back next year. And if the Bengals lose, they have a bright future. It seems like Joe Burrow, you know, he does have a little Tom Brady, Joe Montana in him. So, I mean, I know the AFC is going to be very competitive, right? But would it be that shocking? And if the Rams win, that this guy doesn't get back? I know we've seen Mahomes, and he won one against the Niners and then played Tampa and lost, but we just assume that this guy, if they can get a better offensive line, is this a fluke, Or could the Bengals be one of the top 4 teams moving forward if they got a guy like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? And I think the answer is yes. I think that there is an opportunity that Burrow could get to another 1 or 2 Super Bowls before his career is over. They might not win this week, but we will find out as I go through my picks, and I'll go through some of these comments as well. I'd rather donate on Cash App than YouTube Super. Yeah, I mean, the YouTube Super Chat is great for the people that don't have a Cash App, but like I said, to be able to make the donations, just a little bit more easier, and it's going all to me rather than going to 70% to me and 30% to YouTube. So, and then having to wait a month for it. So I appreciate that very, very much. Will the Thrill in the building. What to do? Alan in the building. What to do? I hope you guys are feeling better. We might be the second team to host a Super Bowl, but we're the first team to host an NFC Championship and Super Bowl. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'll be going through some of these other questions that I have here. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get too far behind. Alan's in the building. Will the Thrill's in the building. Sarah's in the building. What to do? All right, so we went over the quarterbacks, and I feel it's pretty much, a push. I mean, both guys are phenomenal. I'm not sure if really one guy has the edge over the other. I think, both guys could win MVP. It's pretty even to me as I'm looking at both of these guys. All right, next position we're going to go over. All right, we're going to go over the offensive line. All right, and you know me. I'm a defensive guy, I'm an offensive line guy, and I'm a coaching guy, right? I like linebackers, I like safeties, but I like D-line and O-line. I don't even have a picture of the Cincinnati Bengals, all right, for the O-line because they don't deserve one. They don't have an O-line, all right? If you saw Andrew Whitworth, getting the Walter Payton Man of the Year award last night on NFL Honors, this motherfucker made me cry. I mean, this guy is an ultimate professional on and off the field, all right? The Rams, he's going to have a big day, probably going to be lining up against T-Rex, Trey Hendrickson, but you got to be able to have a good O-line. At least that's what we think, right? To be able to control the tempo, control, obviously, the time of possession, all right, to run block, pass block, all right, limit guys like T-Rex from getting in there and getting the sack lunches, yum, 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 on his dude, Matthew Stafford. So as I look at the offensive lines, it's not even a question. The Rams' offensive line is light years better than the Bengals, but you never know. What offensive line are we going to get? The one that went against the Titans? The one that went against the Chiefs that was better, or something in between? And that's what I'm thinking. I think both quarterbacks will get sack lunched a few times. All right, Aaron Donald is on a mission, but you also got T-Rex, who's good at pressures as well. So I think that there's going to be opportunities for mistakes, some interceptions, maybe some fumbles, some tip passes, but the check mark, instead of being a push for the quarterbacks, it's hands down, it's going to go with the offensive line. All right, next up, running backs. All right, so you got Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson got activated, and you got Sony Michel. So you got kind of a three-headed horse there, right? And then you got Joe Mixon, a top 10 running back, the most probably underestimated, undervalued, the underappreciated besides maybe Chris Carson on the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, this is a guy that always gets it done. He typically gets in the top 10 or top 5 almost every single year. All right, we know the Bengals offensive line isn't very good, but if I had to choose between Mixon, Sony Michel, Cam Akers coming off the injury, or Darrell Henderson, they have a three-headed horse, which I do appreciate, and that's going to help them a lot because their O-line is better. But if we're looking at just the individual talent, Joe Mixon gets the check mark. He's a better player than those other three, hands down. But it just depends on what kind of scheme and blitzing and what they're going to be able to do with that Bengals O-line, because the only way the Bengals are going to win is if this guy gets in the end zone at least once, and he's got to crack 80 to 100 yards, preferably over 100, to have that balance for Burrow, because more than likely they're going to be down early and they're going to have to make a comeback in the second half. But we're just basing it off talent. All right, Joe Mixon gets the nod. All right, so Bengals with Burrow, all right, and Stafford, it's a push. Offensive line, it's going to go to obviously the Rams, hands down. All right, and then we're talking running backs. You got Cam Akers, Sony Michel. All right, you got Darrell Henderson's going to be activated. I do love the three-headed horse, but Joe Mixon, all right, Joe Mixon, you have the edge. I see you. Next up, all right, this is going to be a little bit tougher. All right, we're talking about the wide receivers. What do we like? All right, we got Jamar Chase, very popular. He might be, him and Justin Jefferson, give you those kind of Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss vibes. All right, we got Devontae Adams and we got Tyreek the Freak Hill. But who's to say that Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson don't get closer to those guys or surpass Tyreek or Devontae Adams. I mean, if anyone's going to get close to those type of guys, it's Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, Jay Jetta hitting the gritty, okay? So you got Jamar Chase, phenomenal, offensive rookie of the year. Tyler Boyd, avoid the Boyd. Tyler Boyd, a top 30 wide receiver, as well as T. Higgins, a top 30 wide receiver. So that wide receiving group is fucking phenomenal. All right, if you double up on Jamar, all right, no problem. I know avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd, or Higgins can score once or twice. Burrow can get the ball to those guys. And then on the flip side, the best wide receiver in the game this year. So if I had to choose between Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase, I'm going Cooper Kupp. All right, Cooper Kupp has proven that he can get in the end zone. He seems a little bit more unguardable. He's better in the short passing game. I think Jamar Chase can take a screen 80 yards to the house, but so can Cooper Kupp. All right, but if you're looking at a guy that I feel a little bit more comfortable with, that's a little bit more reliable, game in and game out, I know Jamar can get in the end zone. Chase can get in the end zone once or twice, but with Cooper Kupp, it seems like if you were going to bet money on either Chase or Kupp, you put your money on Kupp based on his relationship with Stafford. He seems like he is the most unguardable wide receiver this year. I don't give a shit who you put on him. You're not stopping him, okay? And then you got a guy like OBJ, who right now in the playoffs has been playing just as good, all right? Just as good, maybe not as Jamar Chase, but just as good as Tyler Boyd and just as good as T. Higgins. And if I had to choose between T. Higgins, all right, avoid the Boyd, or Odell, I'm probably going Odell. I mean, like I said, you saw him with the Giants. He was phenomenal. Then he dropped off, got lazy, quit on the Browns, quit on Baker. But if you're talking about a guy that I feel confident in with the Stafford relationship, just like I feel confident in avoid the Boyd and T. Higgins, all right, I think right now Odell is proving that he's the man, that he deserves a contract, and I think that you could get in the end zone easier with Odell rather than T. Higgins or avoid the Boyd, all right? And then the third guy, Van Jefferson, all right? So Van Jefferson might be the most underrated wide receiver. You had Cooper Kupp before, when Stafford came. He was underrated. Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, underrated. Tyler, get to the door and lock it. Now you got Van Jefferson, who's underrated. DJ Moore, I feel, is underrated on the Panthers. So this guy right here, I think, is a very similar, skill set to maybe a T. Higgins or avoid the Boyd. I think Boyd and Higgins are better than Van Jefferson, but I think at the top, you got Odell, slightly better than T. Higgins and avoid the Boyd, and then you got the best wide receiver. So I'm thinking that if you're looking at it collectively, the two guys at the top are going to end up, even though that this guy might not be as good overall, Van Jefferson over Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins, all right? You got a good running back that you're taking advantage of on that end. Jamar Chase is great, but they got Cooper Kupp and Odell. They got like a Jordan and Pippen combination. So if Kupp slows down, Odell can get in the end zone. So I have to say by just barely a shoestring, I'm going to go Rams have the advantage at the wide receiver position just because the top two, Kupp and Odell, are slightly better than I think Chase and then the second one, either Higgins or Boyd. I think Odell is a little bit more dangerous right now, but I do think, with T. Higgins and avoid the Boyd, they are both better than Van Jefferson, but just Odell and Cooper Kupp might be the two out of the three top options with Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, and Odell Beckham Jr. And then obviously we know with the tight end position, Tyler Higbee's not playing. Uzomah, all right, on the Cincinnati Bengals. They're both banged up. I don't know if either one's going to be playing. I'm not really sure if there's going to be an advantage either way. We saw the backup for the Rams, do some things there as Higbee went at. So if I had to take a guess, I would assume the Rams will have the advantage at the tight end position with the backups that they're throwing in. Having Higbee and Uzomah was huge for them. Big check down guys, but we're going to go with the Rams at the tight end position. All right, let me go back and make sure I got everybody in the room and I don't get too far here. Adventures with AG, what to do? Sarah Small in the building. Allen's in the building. Let's see here. Trenton Donati in the building. Pyro Disco Flash in the building. What to do? So that's just my personal opinion right there. I think all of them are very, very good. And obviously, if I'm a biased motherfucker, the Rams beat me. So I could be salty and I could just be like, fuck them. I don't want them to win. You know what I mean? But that's the thing about being a pro. All right. When you're a pro, all right, you can't let those emotions, dictate and take over. You have feelings in your heart and then up here. Right. And sometimes when you bet with your heart, you lose a lot of money because you're like, oh, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they're so swaggy. They got the drip. They got the swag. They got everything. But you got to look. Who's got an O-line? Who's got the D-line? who's got the coaching. And you can't forget about the principles in football. So even though I would be rooting for the Bengals to win, you got to make sure that you're looking at all aspects of the game before you end up making the decision. Do you feel me? You feel me? So before I end up going over the defense and some of the other players, today's show is sponsored by Modelo Chelada. All right, I've been trying to find the pineapple beer. Have I been able to find it? Fuck no. So I'm drinking the mango. All right, we're dipping in. Let's go. Woo, that's good. That is good. And shout out to Johnny with the thumbnail for the Super Bowl. That's what you're going to be looking at. Very nice, as Borat would say. Very nice. So a quick recap. All right, Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. It's a push. Offensive line, we already know. Hands down, led by Andrew Whitworth and a few other ballers, Rams by 1,000, okay? We already know that. Running backs, even though I like Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson's coming back, and you got Sony Michel. You got a three-headed horse. Will benefit them because they have a better O-line. But if you're just looking at skill set, this is the better running back. Joe Mixon's top 10. Sony Michel, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson are not. But collectively, the three of them might be able to match what Mixon does or possibly more because the Rams O-line is better, all right? But don't count out Mixon. If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, he's going to be a big part of it as well as the defense, all right? He's got to get over 100 yards, get in the end zone, I think, once at least, and that'll help their chances of having a balanced offense. Wide receivers. Fucking Jamar Chase, offensive rookie of the year. He's going to be one of the best, in the league ever. I feel he's that good. Him and Justin Jefferson are the future of the league, and I feel they're getting closer and closer to Devontae Adams and Tyreek the Freak Hill. That's big facts, all right? Avoid the Boyd. Tyler Boyd is nice. Same thing with T. Higgins, all right? But when I look at Cooper Kupp and him winning, offensive player of the year, I think he's unguardable. Jamar Chase is an amazing player, but I think Cooper Kupp is better this season. Jamar has the opportunity to go deep. He can score once, twice, three times, like he did 4 times in the Natty with Burrow. But this season in the NFL, I don't think there was a better player overall. I mean, we saw Brady. We saw, obviously, Aaron Rodgers win the MVP. But if you look at Jonathan Taylor and you look at Cooper Kupp and what they were able to accomplish, it was very impressive. And as I watch Cooper Kupp in the playoffs, he's from the Northwest, north of me in Washington. He seems like when we have Michael Thomas, you can't guard Mike. You can't guard him. You can only hope to contain him. You can't guard Cooper. You can't stop him. You can't even slow him down. Like I would almost bet money that he gets in the end zone once or twice. And if that happens, the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. All right. He is unstoppable. His route running, his hands, he is just a end zone motherfucking machine. So I give the edge him over Jamar Chase, even though Chase is very close. I mean, we got Cooper, number 1, number 2, wide receiver. Chase is in the top 5, top 6. So there's not a lot of difference. But if I had to choose one guy to help me win the game this year, I'm going Cooper Kupp. All right. And then second, Odell Beckham Jr. I'll be honest, I really wasn't a fan of this guy. I liked him at New York. He gave up on Cleveland. It seemed like he cared more about, hanging out with Drake, partying, not really giving a shit, just more about social media and fashion, right? Kind of like Cam Newton. But then something clicked because when he came here, all right, you started to see them evolve. And it's kind of crazy. Remember when Deshaun Jackson was on the team and he wanted out? What is he thinking now? Dumbass, you probably should have stayed there, all right? And it kind of made me think, shit, we should have got Odell. If I would have known Antonio Brown was going to go crazy, we should have signed him on Tampa Bay. All right, but you've been very impressive since you've come over. Every game you get slightly better and better. And if it ends up being a fade in the end zone, one-on-one, game over. Just like Jamar Chase, one-on-one as a fade, game over. And I really like what Odell's been doing. And if I had to choose between Odell, all right, not Mixon, because we know he can catch the ball. And we already know this is kind of a Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp situation. But if I had to choose between Odell or Tyler, avoid the Boyd, or Odell and T. Higgins, I got to go with the talent. And I got to go with the guy that has the best hands, maybe in the NFL, catching away from his body. He seems like he's locked in. He sees the opportunity. He earned himself a new, paycheck moving forward with a new team or with the Rams. So I got to give the edge to the wide receivers with the Rams. Now we know with Higbee and Uzomah both injured, Higbee's not playing. The backups for the Rams are obviously stepping up and doing their thing. I don't think the tight end position will be that big of an issue, but you never know where they're going to go. Advantage Rams. And then as we go to the defense, all right, O-line, we already know it's dominated by the Rams. Defense, this is obviously, you would wish it would be a little bit closer. I love T-Rex and everything that he's doing, but Aaron Donald can sniff a Super Bowl. He can sniff a legacy. And, for me to be able to discredit what Aaron Donald does in the football field on turf, artificial, or grass, I mean, we're talking about the Warren Sapp of the generation. I'm a Warren Sapp guy. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan through and through, okay? Through and through. That's what I care about, right? Defense, defense, defense. And a lot of people shit on Aaron Donald. Listen, the guy gets double, triple, quadruple team. In college, when he was on Pitt, all right, he has a highlight where he tackles the running back and the quarterback at the same time. This guy is a freak. He might go down in history as one of the best ever. Any guy that can play D tackle or nose tackle and get 19, 20, 21 sacks is unheard of. I mean, if you're a D tackle like Sapp and you got 10 to 15, you're wild. You're crazy, right? This guy's even better than Warren Sapp. And you know that the D-line is going to do some damage. And obviously, as we know, Von Miller can stick his fingers in the ground, and he can play DN or stand up outside linebacker or middle. You can move Von all over the field. So as far as the defense is concerned, even though I like T-Rex, even though I like some of the pieces that they got, and they got Jalen Ramsey on top of that, the Rams got the number one defense to me. And obviously my Buccaneers were banged up, and there's other defenses out there. And it's not like I'm saying the Bengals don't have anyone. They got Von Bell. They got T-Rex. All right. They got Eli Apple. No, we can't count him. But we got this guy right here. The best player on the defense, Jesse Bates III with T-Rex. So they got guys that are ball hawks. Don't be surprised if Jesse Bates III gets a pick or makes a big play in the game. T-Rex gets a couple sack lunches or makes some plays. But if you really look at everything that they got leading up to this game, even though I think the Bengals defense will play better than people think, you got to give the edge to Donald, Miller, and Jalen Ramsey. All right. And then as we go with the special teams, you got Gay, and we already know what Gay can do. He's a decent kicker. All right. They used to have Legatron. He's moved on, right? He's moved on. But the Bengals, they got one edge. They got Evan McPherson. So if the game is close towards the end of the game, 30-28, and they need a field goal from 55 to win, right? I know this guy can make it. So advantage Evan McPherson. And he's a rookie. So that makes it kind of crazy to think that him and Justin Tucker are so close. So you can see there's a few positions for kitty goes meow, as Grossi would say, that would take advantage, right? But overall, if you look at the Rams, it's about offensive line, defensive line, the battle in the trenches. And then we also talk about a thing like coaching, right? So if you look at coaching with obviously Zach Taylor and everything that he brings to the table, right? But what did I always tell you guys, right? I always told you guys I love Kyle Shanahan, right? And I also love Sean McVay, right? So a guy like Sean McVay, I feel that he is kind of slept on, and they went to the Super Bowl, a few years ago, right? You remember that? Remember when they went to the Super Bowl, what happened? They put up a 3. Right. And when they put up a 3, it's one of those things when you play the Patriots, you're so close. And that was the year that they got past the Saints with the no call with the pass interference. You remember that? And so maybe that was a little sports karma, for the cheating that happened right there, that they can't, give them the Super Bowl, with a clear mind. The gods wouldn't be happy with that. They cheated on that end. All right. But if you got to give an advantage to a coach, all right, it's clear. I told you I've been a very big fan of Sean McVay. Zach Taylor's still got a lot of, coaching ahead of him. And what he did to get the Bengals to this point with Joe Burrow is phenomenal. But if we're talking about a guy that is the top young coach besides Kyle Shanahan, and I think that, with the offensive coordinator as well, this is going to be really big with Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell, you feel me? He's going to be leading the Vikings, and he is intelligent. He reminds me a lot of Sean McVay. So if you had to give an advantage to the coaching staff, I got to go, all right, with Raheem Morris as defensive coordinator. I got to go with Sean McVay as the head coach, and I got to go, all right, with the dude, Kevin O'Connell, going to be the future Vikings coach. So as you can see, a lot of check marks for the Rams, a few for the Bengals. This was very tough, for me to be able to go through. Let me make sure I drink some more beer and acknowledge everybody in the room. Let's see here. Alan is in the building. What to do? Prayers up to you. I miss you and I love you very much. Sarah in the building. Will the Thrill in the building. Trenton in the building. Pyro. He said, are the Bengals the underdogs again? I think they're 3.5 underdog to the Rams is what the last time that I saw. Adventures with AG, Higgins, Chase Mixon might be good, but they're nowhere near Cooper Kupp, Odell, and Van Jefferson. Well, I mean, if you're going to go Cooper Kupp, Odell, then, you wouldn't put Jefferson in there if you went Higgins and Chase. you got to go, if you went Mixon, you can't do Jefferson. You would have to do a running back like Akers, all right, Henderson, or Sony Michel. You went wide receiver, running back. Why would you go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver? Come on, Adventures with AG. Come on, my dude. Van Jefferson is underrated, but don't sleep on those guys. Higgins is great, top 30. Chase is top 5. Mixon is top 10. Right now, Cooper Kupp is number 1. Maybe Levante. There's a lot of other defensive players that have had some input on some of these other guys, but I know with Levante David and Devin White, they know how good Cooper Kupp, Odell, and Jefferson are. But we'll see. Anything can happen. All right. Joe Shiesty, Burrow has the eye of the tiger. Uncle Mo says glass slippers fit this year. All right. Chief gone chief. If the Rams can't contain or stop the run, it's going to be a long game for them. And it might be a little bit lower scoring as well. All right. So, yo, Chief, absolutely just soaking up. Orion is on fire. I'm on fire, baby. All right, so I'm breaking it down, right? You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be watching this stream later and thinking, what the hell? I should have watched this live. One key, all right, that I found on NFL Network that I thought that was very interesting. I don't steal shit and act like I made it up, all right? I'll actually give my sources, not like Peter Schrager, blatantly stealing Uncle Mo and saying that it's his, all right? So I did some extra research, all right? The only way the Bengals are going to win this game, the defense has to play great, all right? That's obviously given sack lunches, picks. They're probably going to have to get at least 5 sack lunches on Stafford. They're going to have to pick him off at least twice and try to get points. But the Rams defense against screen passes, check this out. They are last in the league. Completions allowed, 66. That means they're the worst in the NFL against a screen pass, the Rams, even though they got the number 1 defense. Yards allowed, last, 526. Yards per attempt, 25th. All right, 7.4. And this is from NFL Network. I don't just steal shit and say I didn't know where I got it from. Okay, and on top of that, in the playoffs, check this out. The Bengals are 12 for 12 with 163 yards and a TD on screen passes, 13.6 per attempt. So that tells me that obviously the Bengals know this. All right. Coach Taylor, Burrow, the whole offense knows this. So they're going to run it with Samaje Perine. All right, they're going to run it with Joe Mixon. They're going to run some quick screens to Jamar Chase. All right, so if you're the Rams and you know that you're not very good, right, you also have to be aware of the pump fake of like a hitch and go. So like all of a sudden it looks like it's going to be a screen. You get Stafford with a big pump fake, and then all of a sudden the Bengals guys bite on the screen, boom, Jamar over the top, touchdown. So it's going to be kind of like a cat and mouse game, but that is something to keep an eye on. And I didn't know that stat. I did not realize that the Rams are the worst in the league versus the screen pass in the NFL. How is that possible when they're the number 1 defense? Last in completions allowed, 66. Yards allowed, 526, and 7.4 yards. And in the playoffs, the Bengals are 12 for 12, and they've even hit pay dirt. So something to keep an eye on. You're not going to get that on any other show on YouTube or any other podcast. Your boy goes deep with the information, okay? So if the Bengals are going to win, they got to screen pass the shit out of the Rams, all right? The defense has to get at least 4 to 5 sack lunches, and they have to get to Stafford and pick him off at least once or twice and get points. Jesse Bates III needs to be the man. Mixon needs to get over 100 yards and score at least once to have balance in that offense. So, like I said, if the Rams know that they're bad at the screen, they can be like over aggressive. But if the Bengals know they're going to do that, and they know that the Rams are keying in on the screen game because they know the stat about themselves that they suck at screens, right? Watch for that hitch and go. All of a sudden, it looks like it's going to be a screen, quick pass. All right, the DB jumps, right? Maybe it's like someone like who could be jumping up and being a little bit overly aggressive. I can think of one guy, this guy right here. Right, Jalen Ramsey, whether he shadows Jamar Chase or not, but all of a sudden you see Burrow, hike, right, a little screen pass to Chase, right, a little hitch, boom, a little stop and go, and then boom, what happens? Touchdown, Bengals. So you could definitely see that scenario happening. So I'm very interested to see how they kind of play that game. The screen pass is going to be big. So if they end up balling out on the screen and they end up being very successful with it, the Bengals will win the Super Bowl. They will win the Super Bowl if they can, execute the screen passes, get Mixon the ball, obviously get him, moving around in the offense, not just halfback dives. You can't be doing that. But I thought that stat was very, very interesting. That was probably the most compelling stat that I was able to dig up, through all the stats, because I was like, dude, the Rams got such a good defense. They got such great players. How the hell are they so bad at the screen? I mean, they got guys that can still move around. You got Aaron Donald, you got Von Miller, you got Jalen Ramsey. One also key spot to keep an eye out for is the middle. All right, the linebacking core for the Rams is the worst part of their defense. The strength is up front and then the backside in the secondary. So there's going to be a lot of crossing routes and a lot of stuff with Higgins, Jamar Chase, and avoid the Boyd in the middle of the field. So if they can, exploit the linebackers, and if the tight ends can get involved, and then the wide receivers can get involved, do some crossing routes, some rub routes, and obviously doing a lot of screen passes, they got to be able to make sure they're scoring points and they get not too far behind. Because obviously if you get down by 14 or more in the first half, that might be too much to come back from. We saw him come back from 21-3 against the Chiefs. But in the Super Bowl, it's harder to come back in the second half. I don't doubt Joe Burrow. If he can get him close, we know Evan McPherson. All right, we know that if he can keep it close, this guy can kick them to victory. All right, but the screen pass, very interesting to understand that they are that bad at the screen, worse in the league. So the Bengals know it. The Rams know it. Who's going to end up winning that battle? It's going to be very, very crazy. Oh, baby. Are you soaking it in? Are you soaking it in, baby? All right. All right. The Bengals running back tore through the Raiders defense in the wild card round. Well, like I said, you can have Mixon. You can have, who would have thought Samaje Perine would have rumbled and bumbled for that touchdown against the Chiefs? So sometimes you take guys for granted. And then you had great blocking downfield by Jamar Chase. That's another thing to keep an eye on. Robert Woods, Bobby Trees is the best blocking wide receiver in the league. He's not playing. All right. So you're going to be looking at Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase as a rookie is a very good blocker. So if he can execute his blocks downfield while they're running the screen passes, the Bengals have an opportunity to go kitty goes meow, as Tom Grossi would say. So Debo made the Rams defense look like boys on that screen. He scored in that tutty. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Just saying in the building, Rams are about to wipe this overhyped Bengals team. I don't necessarily think they're overhyped. Uncle Momentum is on their side. But like I said, the screen pass is crazy. It's crazy. So Rams are bad. No, they're not just bad at the screen. They are the worst in the NFL. All right. I already read the stats off. Your boy did the research. All right. 66 completions allowed. Worst. All right. 526 yards allowed. Worst. All right. 7.4. 25th. That's not good. And the Bengals are 12 for 12, 163 yards in the playoffs, and they got a tutty on a screen pass, and they're averaging 13.6, not 7.4. They've almost doubled the yardage on the screens in the playoffs. Fucking wild, right? Isn't that wild? It's wild. And that Perine is also a very good pass catcher, Samuel Rojas. Absolutely. Do you see what I mean? So you got to look at all the advantages and the disadvantages. And trust me, am I a Rams fan? Fuck no. They beat my Buccaneers, all right? But I can't be that guy that's salty, right? I can't be that guy that's like everyone else. It's just because I lost to them or I don't like Stafford or the Rams. I'd rather have the feel-good story of Joe Burrow, right? Jamar Chase. Those guys are more likable, right? America is going for the Bengals, and unless you are from Detroit and you're a Lions fan, you love Stafford or Aaron Donald, 99% of the country is going for the Bengals, okay? And I was going back and forth with this pick, all right? Because I like Joe Burrow. I feel he does have a little Joe Montana, Tom Brady in him. And if he doesn't win this year, that doesn't mean that they're not going to win a Super Bowl down the road. There will be another opportunity, I believe, for them, even though Justin Herbert will be getting better. Mahomes, maybe Aaron Rodgers goes to the Broncos. We'll see what happens with the Steelers. You got Lamar Jackson there as well. The AFC with Josh Allen and the Bills, they're stacked over there, all right? But there will be an opportunity for Burrow, I feel, again, even if they don't win. And then with Stafford, you got to look at it on paper. It's a super team. Right? They picked up Von Miller. They picked up OBJ midway, and those guys have paid dividends better than most guys that are picked up towards the end of the year. It kind of reminds me of that Jay Ajayi pickup, that cherry on top, and the 2017 Eagles. They needed that four horsemen, that one extra piece, and that extra piece was Vaughn and Odell Beckham Jr., and they've really excelled, and Odell especially has been playing better to me than Vaughn. Vaughn still has game, but Odell's impact with Cooper Kupp, I mean, they are almost unguardable, unstoppable. They have that swag. They have the drip. And I know that the Bengals are confident, right? And I was going to be, like I told you before, I was leaning Bengals. Then I went Rams. You know what I mean? And I have to be able to think with my head, not my heart. Because my heart says Bengals, and I don't want the Rams to win, right? It's just the fan in me. I want the Bengals to win, the feel-good story, right? But my head says Rams because on paper, they got the better O-line, the better D-line, the better coaching staff. I can't be a hater right? I have to be real. That's why people respect me, right? I have to give you the I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years. And this might be the first year I do get it wrong, but if I do, I won't care, really. I mean, this year has been wild and crazy. And after I drink some beer, I will give you my pick for Super Bowl 56. So how do you guys like my breakdown and my analysis? Hopefully I broke that down for you guys a little bit deeper than what you've heard on ESPN, NFL.com, NFL Network, or a few other, networks that might be playing, some information on the Super Bowl. Cheers. Your boy's bringing the fire. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION on the YouTube Super Chat right here. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. And like I said, the number one thing that surprised me the most was that the Rams' number one defense wasn't bad at the screen or, above average or slightly below average, like literally the worst in the NFL. I would have never guessed that. And I'm a guy that reads 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day and watches the film. So when I saw that, I had to share that with you guys because I know that's going to be an impact, for the Bengals. They know that they can run the screen. Now, the Rams know that they're bad at it, but if they end up jumping some of those screens, okay, Burrow will pump fake, Jamar will go deep, and they're going to get brutalized from that. Uh-oh, there we go. Bang! Another $5 from my boy Marcos. Oh, baby. Let's go. Thank you, Marcos. My boy. On the Facebook app. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Boom! Bang! Bang, 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 bang. $5 from Marcos, my boy. What does that put us at right now? What are we at? 176? We at 176, baby? Let's go. Orion's got the knowledge, baby. Schrager is a weasel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Schrager, is that who we got, Orion? Obviously, he's watching, right? All right, so I won't lie. All right, I won't lie. I was heavily in on the Bengals. Even my girlfriend, I was like, the safe pick if you're betting money on DraftKings or you got something riding on this, the safe pick is to go Rams. It looks like we're at, 176? Let's go. Let's go, baby. We can hit 200. No, we can do it. But the safe pick is the Rams. The America's pick, the feel-good story, the Bengals. And I was thinking to myself, in the last couple weeks, and I won't lie, I was fucking butthurt that the Rams beat me. It was a horrible matchup for us, right? I've never really been a big fan of Stafford. I've respected Aaron Donald, kind of like Brady and Gronk when they were on my team. I respect them, Stafford and Donald, but do I really like them? Do I really root for them? No. You know what I mean? Like, I respect the hell out of them. Stafford is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Donald might be the best defensive player ever, right? Jalen Ramsey's the best corner. I get it. But they don't really have a lot of guys that I go out of my way and root for. Maybe Cooper Kupp is the one exception. Him and Robert Woods, Bobby Trees. I like those guys a lot. I like those two players at wide receiver more than Ramsey, even though he's the best corner. Donald, the best defensive player. All right, OBJ. It's cool that you actually started trying, now, even though you gave up on the Browns because Baker sucks. Okay. And Stafford is great. He was great with the Lions, right? You know what I mean? But obviously, if you're comparing Burrow and Stafford, Burrow is much more likable, right? Stafford's just that OG. He's not flashy. He was number one pick out of Georgia, number one pick out of LSU. All right. And I was going Bengals, Bengals, Bengals. I'm going to be different. I'm going to go Bengals, right? That's what I was thinking. And then as I took a shower and I was shaving and I was going through the stats with the screen passes and, the Rams got the number one D, but they're horrible against the screen and the Bengals are great at it. Then I had to break it down. I can't be that guy that's biased just because that the Rams beat me and I don't like them. And maybe some of their fan base rubs me the wrong way. Ramley, obviously we got Rams fan. We got fucking Trayvon G. We get these Rams guys that usually will talk shit to me on Twitter or Instagram. So just because, that they're confident in their team and I don't like their team, right? Compared to the Bengals, they're more likable, right? Just because I have that personal narrative, I can't just be like, fuck the Rams and discredit what they got on the field and on paper, right? So even though I love Joe Burrow, And I love Joe Mixon, and I love everything that they got out there. And I was Kitty Goes Meow. I was like, this guy's a man. This is the next Joe Montana, Tom Brady-ish, maybe face. If they win the Super Bowl, this might be the face of the NFL over this guy. Who the hell would have thought that a couple years ago, right? And I think Joe Mixon's a better running back. Jamar Chase is top 5. All right. Avoid the Boyd's top 30. T. Higgins is top 30. All right. Jesse Bates a third. Probably the top 3 safety in the league. You could argue he's at the top. He's very good. He's the best ball hawking safety in the NFL right now. The most popular, coolest kicker besides Justin Tucker, a rookie, Evan McPherson. Love him. Kitty Goes Meow. I mean, there's so many cool things to root for, right? And even though I don't like the Rams, Matthew Stafford, even though he led the league in picks and tied with 17, all right, he is the ultimate quarterback like Burrow. They got a better offensive line in Andrew Whitworth and company. That's big. O-line and D-line. O-line, Rams. D-line, Rams, right? Coaching, who wins the coaching out of all the coaches that are there, right? It's Sean McVay. You know, I think Zach Taylor is great, but you got Sean McVay. You got Kevin O'Connell, who's going to be the head coach of the Vikings, and you got who? Who else you got? Raheem Morris, the DC that used to be on the Bucs. So I think I would go with those two guys, Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay. Not to say that the Bengals are bad. I think that the Bengals defense will actually play better than people are anticipating. I think the Bengals D will play good. It wouldn't surprise me if Von Bell, Jesse Bates a third, T-Rex gets some sack lunches, Jesse Bates a third, or Von Bell, gets a pick or 2, okay? But with the Rams, O-line, Whitworth, he can probably slow down T-Rex. He's a stud, Hall of Famer, Walter Payton Man of the Year, made me fucking cry. He is a beast. They have the better O-line. I can't be a hater and just say, oh, they got a O-line, fuck it, I'm going Bengals. No, I can't, right? I got to look at all of the facts. O-line, better. D-line, better. Coaching staff, all right? As you look at it, Rams, better, okay? So you got the O-line, the D-line, the battle in the trenches. I mean, the only thing that you could say is better is maybe Evan McPherson. You can argue Chase and Cup all day. You can argue Burrow all day. But when I'm looking at the total package, all right, with Stafford, the O-line, all right, the D-line, 3 running backs, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel. Those 3 don't even touch Joe Mixon, but they got a 3-headed horse, okay? Cooper Kupp, I feel is better than Jamar Chase. Right now, this season, he's the best wide receiver. He's proven it. He's going to score once or twice in the game. Odell could get in the end zone or get 7 or 8 grabs for 80 yards. He will be an impact guy. The guy that slept on is Van Jefferson. Just like Van Jefferson, someone like Van or Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins could get in the end zone, all right? But the defense, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, all right, Jalen Ramsey, the Ramley. I've been battling it back and forth with the Bengals. Kitty Goes Meow, as Tom Grossi would say, and the Ramley. And like I said, I can't be biased. I can't be that guy that just because I don't like Stafford or Donald as my top guys and the Rams beat the Bucs, I just can't be like, fuck you, I'm going Bengals because I just don't like the Rams. That's not good football betting. And obviously that's not good coverage. So I got to go, even though I would love for the Bengals to win, I'm going for the Rams because I think they got the better team, not only on paper, all right, but I think that the O-line is better. We obviously know that. Andrew Whitworth and company. D-line is better. The game is won in the trenches, so I think that it'll open up the running game a little bit more. Even though they're bad at defending the screen, they will figure it out, all right? O-line, D-line, coaching, I have to go with the Rams, and that hurts me to say. It's painful for me to say that I'm going for the Rams in this game, and if I'm wrong, and Joe Burrow wins, that might be the happiest I would be. You know what I mean? To be wrong for a pick. I could give a shit less if I'm wrong. If the Bengals win, that will be better for football because then it shows, that you can be at the bottom and then rise to the top. Not everyone's going to have a Joe Burrow unless you're like a Justin Herbert Chargers fan. A similar situation we could see, Herbert in the Super Bowl sooner than later. But I have to go with the O-line. My principles in football: O-line, D-line. Who's better? Rams. Wide receiver, Cooper Kupp better than Jamar Chase. Stafford and Burrow are a push. All right. Coaching staff, Rams with Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay, as well as Raheem Morris on the back end. So most of the check marks go to the Rams. I mean, you could say this one is very close with him and Stafford. If you want to give Burrow the edge, fine. You can give Mixon the edge, fine. Jamar Chase and the wide receivers. You want to go that route, you can say that's fine. You want to go Jesse Bates and T-Rex, that's fine. You know what I mean? This one obviously is for sure better, Evan McPherson. But I feel with the experience of the players, I think the Rams have like 10 players that have experience, and I think Cincinnati's got like 1. So if you really go based off that, everything really points towards Beefy McWhat now. Bang! $10 in the donations. Chili Dog in the building as well. But as I'm going through all the points that I've made, and the Rams, even though they are bad at defending the screen, okay, I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl, and I don't know if I can really predict a score. I'm usually not great at score predictions, but I do think it's going to be close. So I think that we'll get something like, it could be like a 30-28, 30-27 kind of score, something of that nature. I don't think it's going to be in the 40s or the 50s. It could be lower scoring than we think. I hope not. I hope it's not like a 19-16 kind of game, but I hope it's in the high 20s, for the loser, and then a low 30s for the winner. 34-30. 30-28, 30-27, 34-31, somewhere in that general range. But I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl, as painful as that for me to say, but that's me not being biased. If I was so biased, I would just be like Kitty Goes Meow, just because I don't like fucking the Rams and they beat the Buccaneers, but that's not being truthful. I got to be able to get over the personal shit, and I got to be able to be real about it, right? You don't want to be biased, because if I end up going Bengals for the reasons, right, then I'm just like everyone else on TV. I'm just one of those fucking talking heads that has a personal agenda, and I'm not being real. And being real and going over the reasons why, that's why people win money, all right? If you win here with money, all right? If you bet with your heart, you're broke as shit, all right? You're not winning a lot. I mean, the Bengals could easily win. Don't get me wrong. If they win, I will be excited for Kitty Goes Meow. Don't get me wrong. But I have to go with my gut, saying that with the Rams, the quarterback is very good like Burrow. O-line's better. D-line's better. Controlling the tempo, controlling the clock, battle in the trenches. Defense is better. Coaching staff better. I mean, the Bengals would literally have to play just like Philly and the Eagles against the Patriots to win this game. They have to play a clean game, no turnovers. They have to get over 100 yards rushing, kill them in the screen pass. Jamar's got to get in the end zone once or twice. Mixon has got to get in once or twice. Burrow's got to throw for 300. And it could happen. It could happen. But it just seems like it would be much tougher for them to be able to get the dub. But if I'm wrong, I'm okay with that. Because if the Bengals win, I think a lot of America would be excited. And the only people that would really be disappointed are Rams fans, Detroit Lions fans, or if you're an Aaron Donald, Stafford kind of guy. So that is the pick. And like I said, I'll be honest, I had Bengals going into today. I had the Bengals winning the Super Bowl until today, but then I said, I took a look in the mirror and I said, I can't be like everyone else. I can't be like that hater, towards a team. I have to be not biased. You know what I mean? Because that's what we are here on the channel, of not being fucking biased. So that's kind of the reasoning that I have, and we'll see if my prediction ends up being right. All right. Beefy McWhat now in the building. He said, what's good, Orion? Sorry, I'm late to the show. What team do you think will lose the Super Bowl? I got the Bengals losing, even though I wanted them to win. That's a very tough thing for me to admit. But I got to go with my reasoning. And I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years for me not being biased. But I'll tell you what, with the Rams beating the Buccaneers, and maybe it's just because I got, Ramley members and Trayvon G, a lot of the Rams fans were talking shit to me, and that rubbed me the wrong way. But I can't base my pick off people talking shit to me. I have to base it off facts, not just personal love for their team and hating on my Buccaneers. You feel me? So that's where I'm going with that. So hopefully that ends up kind of breaking down everything for you guys. $4, Marcos Pineda. Bang, 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 bang. Beefy McWhat now. I see you. Bang, $10. What does that put us at now with the donos? Bold Brew, lower scoring, 24-21. Bengals. Could be. I think it's going to be a little bit higher, though. I think each team will have probably about 3 touchdowns, 3 to 4. And I'm hoping it ends up being like a 34-30, kind of game, 30-28, something in that, 34-31. One of those 3 scores, something like in that nature would be fantastic, especially if we can get both teams in the 30s. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But more than likely, it'll be one team in the low 30s and one team in the low 20s. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, man, it was tough. it's tough for me to be able to go that route. I'm not a big fan of the Rams, but I can't be biased, right? I can't be like all these other talking heads and these busters. I have to really, give you the breakdown. So what's really been good with Stafford, scoring TDs with backup tight ends or targeting wideouts coming off the bench. Yep, absolutely. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know you guys might be surprised because it seemed like I was very heavy on the Bengals in all the previous streams leading up to this one, and I was. I definitely was not a big fan, of the Bengals and Rams matchup for the Rams. But as I'm kind of leaning forward to it now, I'm feeling a lot better about it. All right, Chili Dog 420 on Zell. My boy, appreciate you. Gang, gang, gang. Let's go. Chili Dog. My boy. Thank you, Chili. Chili Dog. $4.20. 420 through the Zelle app for Chase Bank. Bang, 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 bang. 420 on the Zelle. Smoking the competition. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you, everyone, for the donation. My buddy Orion works so hard. I do, man. You know what I mean? I put a lot of time and effort and research, film study. I'm trying to do the thumbnails, the backgrounds. I mean, I'm really trying to give you, a full complement of a show. And I know that, when we get to the Super Bowl, we might have an epic show. I don't know how many people are going to show up. I know a lot of people will be doing their own things, partying. Some people will be on Grossi's stream. I might even hop in and say hello to him. Respect the hell out of him, right? We were supposed to do the collab, Packers-Bucks NFC Championship game. We both lost. We're going to collab next season for Packers-Bucks. So I'm excited about that. That'll be an opportunity for me to blow up, obviously doing a collab with him. But for the time being, we might hit a certain amount of subs. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of sub gain, or I hope that we get more people in the room because it's Super Bowl, but we do have a chance to hit 3, 4, 5, and maybe up to 1,000 in donos, depending on the heavy hitters and who comes in the room. And maybe if we get some newbies in there as well. I appreciate you guys very, very much. What are we sitting at? Yeah, Marcos did 5 on the last one. Yeah, it was 5, not 4. $5, and then he did a hundo earlier. There we go. There we go. So we're getting closer and closer now. So what are we sitting at now? Like right below 200? Right below? Let's go. So where are we at? 195.20? What's up with baseball this year? These idiots are just striking and arguing. I can't wait till we get to watch a little baseball. My dad's a big Dodger guy, so obviously I'm waiting for that. Clayton Kershaw and Matthew Stafford are best friends, so it'll be exciting to be able to see that hug if Clayton Kershaw ends up being at the Super Bowl, or if he ends up meeting up with them and doing like a Zoom call and whatnot. But I'm hoping that we get baseball going off, but all my focus has been on the Super Bowl with the Rams and the Bengals. And like I said, I was Bengals all the way for like the last maybe 2 weeks. I was like, Bengals. All right. Bang! Beefy McWhat now, $10. He predict 38-34. Bengals win in a shootout. I'm hoping it's something like that. I'm hoping it's something like that in the 30s. That would be epic. If we get a 38-34 score either way, it's going to be an amazing Super Bowl. Lots of scoring, but I feel the defenses should be able to do something. I don't know if it'll be in the 40s or 50s. I doubt it, but in the 30s would be great, or high 20s would even be great. We just don't want it to be under 20 points. It could still be a good game, but then it'll be like a defensive struggle. And I think that there's going to be too much firepower with Odell, right? Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd. It's going to be amazing. What are we at now? 205.20. Let's go. And like I said, I put in so much time and effort and energy, but the screen pass stat was very, very interesting to me. And like I said, it could go both ways. The Bengals could utilize the screen, and the Rams might not be able to do anything about it. Or the Rams could get aggressive and try to jump the screen, and they get burned with a pump fake with like a hitch and a stop and go, and then boom, over the top for a big touchdown. It wouldn't surprise me if that happens at least once in the game. But even with that being said, even though they're the worst in the league with the screen game, there are, the number one defense in the league, the Rams. You got Von Miller, you got Aaron Donald up front, you know what I mean? You got nice pieces. You got Jalen Ramsey to be able to match up against Jamar Chase or whoever's out there, T. Higgins, or avoid the Boyd. I just trying to think of a scenario where the Rams lose, and I don't really see it. The Bengals got to play a perfect game, and the Bengals can win. All right, but with the O-line and the D-line not being as good as the Rams, Burrow and the defense they're going to have to play huge, as well as the running game. Running game has to be like a 10 out of 10. Samaje Perine, Mixon, you got to play better than the Rams running backs, and there's a great chance they do that. Burrow has to outplay Stafford. I could see that happening. The defense for the Bengals, this would be like the key. They play better than the Rams. If the Bengals D plays better than the Rams, they're going to win. You know what I mean? Because I think the game would be close at that point. If the Rams have some injuries or some issues in the game and the Bengals can have a nice Uncle Momentum run, you know, they have a shot. Like, let's say it's 30-28 and there's like 5 seconds left, right? And then the Rams are up 30-28 and McPherson has to kick a 55-yarder. Do you think he's going to miss it? Fuck no. He's going to make it. And the Bengals are going to win by 1. So, I mean, if they can keep it close with the defense playing great and it comes down to McPherson, he's going to make the kick. I mean, the only way he doesn't make it if it's over 65 yards. If it's under 65, I think he makes it. But if it's over 65, then you're getting into like record-breaking territory like Justin Tucker. But, I mean, if anyone can make field goals, you know it's Evan McPherson. So, in that, you know, essence, you have to think, if you're the Rams, you got to win by 4 points or more. You don't want to put themselves in a position where you're only up by 3 to go to overtime and lose, or 2 or 1 or tied. You have to be up by 4 or more. And I think there is a good opportunity for that to happen. You feel me? I'm excited for this, man. So I love the Rams. I need the score to be 40-28 Rams. I predict Rams special team scoring and defense scoring touchdowns. Oh, yes, this pick is with my broke heart from last Rams Super Bowl appearance. Are you surprised that I picked Rams? Everyone in the room, you guys probably are. You know what I mean? But like I said, I was Bengals. But then, like I said, I had to be able to look myself in the mirror and I said, okay, if I pick the Bengals, why am I picking them? Because the Rams fans are talking shit to me because I lost to them in the playoffs. That's not a good reason. You know, just because I lost to them in the playoffs and the fans are talking shit to me, you know, is that a reason just to go Bengals because they're more likable? You know, you got to go deeper. So I had to look myself in the mirror and say, you know, I have to be real. Offensive line, who's better? That's always a key for me. Defensive line, battle in the trenches. Who's better? Who's got better coaching staff? All right, Rams. Even though the quarterbacks are a push, they're even. Running game can go to the Bengals, but the Rams got 3. The Bengals maybe have 2 with Perine and obviously Mixon are better than Akers. All right, Darrell Henderson, who's hurt, and Sony Michel. So they have an advantage at the running game, the Bengals do. But is it really an advantage? Because their O-line sucks. So even though they got better running backs, the O-line isn't going to help them. The Rams running backs aren't as good, but their O-line is better. So it's almost like an even push because you got one O-line that's great, right? And the running backs are decent, but not great. And then the other one's got a horrible O-line, but better running backs. You feel me? And then the wide receivers are almost a push. You know what I mean? Because I know Van Jefferson isn't as good as T. Higgins or Avoid the Boyd. But I think right now, Cooper Kupp and Odell are better than Jamar Chase and Boyd or Jamar Chase and Higgins. I mean, those guys are all great. Don't get me wrong. And we don't get the tight ends really to make any really plays now with Uzomah. He's going to be out more than likely. He's injured, MCL sprain, you know, or ACL, MCL, PCL. He's all fucked up. Higbee's not playing. But then when you saw the backup come in, he actually played pretty good. But O-line, D-line, defense in general, right? So O-line, Rams, D-line, Rams, defense in general, Rams, even though the Bengals could play better, and coaching staff with Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell, Rams. And even though there's other categories like kicker, Evan McPherson, if you want to go Burrow, that's fine. But the check marks, right, are like 8 or 9 for the Rams and maybe 3 or 4 for the Bengals. So even though that's said, the Bengals could still win, but I have to be honest with myself, and that's why hopefully you guys respect me. And I'm not doing it just because the Rams were better on paper. I had to bring up that stat for you guys for them being the worst in the league against a screen pass. I thought that was very interesting, you know, stat. And then you guys might have thought that I was going to go Bengals after I read that stat off. Completions allowed, worse than the NFL on the screen, 66. Worse than the NFL in yards allowed, 526. 7.4 yards allowed, 25th, and the Bengals are 12 for 12, 163 yards, and a TD in the screen game. All right, and they're averaging 13.6 yards per play, and that is something that you need to keep an eye on as well. Trayvon G in the building. What to do? Rams giving up 54 rushing yards a game in the playoffs. Did you hear my pick? I'm actually picking your Rams. I went through the whole breakdown, even though you guys are the worst team against the screen pass due to NFL Network and me digging deep. You know, I went through the scenarios of the players, and even though you guys love to talk shit to me and you guys beat me in the playoffs, I can't just pick the Bengals because of that reasoning. That would be stupid. That would be something like Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless would do. Stafford, Burrow. It's a push. They're both great. We know both guys are, going to dominate in the game. All right. But you have to really look at the intangibles as well. Obviously, if you want to call that a push, you can. Offensive line, Andrew Whitworth should be able to contain T-Rex. T-Rex might still get some sack lunches, but the O-line by a landslide, all right, for the Rams. Running backs, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson's coming back off IR. You got Sony Michel. So even though that the running backs might not be as good as Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, all right, the O-line is better for the Rams. So you can go advantage Bengals if you want to go there. Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the game right now, better than Devontae Adams and Tyreek, and he is even better than Jamar Chase, even though I think Chase is a top 5 wide receiver right now. Cooper Kupp is number 1. Odell Beckham Jr., he gave up when he was on the Giants at the end. He gave up in Cleveland and Baker. But if I had to choose one guy to complement Cooper Kupp, and it's not Jamar Chase, Odell right now is playing better than Avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. Even though both of these guys could make big plays, if I had to choose one guy in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, has been balling out, and I can't just lie about it and turn my head and act like it's not happening. He might get 7 or 8 grabs for 80 yards to 100 yards. He might get in the end zone once. I have a strong feeling that Cooper Kupp is going to score once or twice. We talked about Michael Thomas. Can't guard Mike. You can't guard him. You only hope to contain him. I think we need to switch that moniker over to Cooper Kupp. You can't guard him. You only hope to contain Coop. Just like Amari Cooper, right? Cooper Kupp. And he's a white boy, a white wide receiver, Caucasian. He is a Bill Belichick wet dream. I mean, we're talking about maybe the best white wide receiver since Steve Largent. This is big, all right? And I'm going to be going over my MVP pick, all right? And a lot of people think, all right, that Matthew Stafford, if they win, he's going to be the MVP, all right? Or if Joe Burrow wins, it's going to be the MVP. My MVP of the Super Bowl, all right? If the Rams win, I did pick them to win the Super Bowl, even though I wanted to root for the Bengals, the feel-good story, all right? But the MVP of the Super Bowl is going to be Matthew Stafford. No. I'm going Cooper Kupp, baby. All right, I'm going 2 tutties, over 100 yards. Stafford has a chance to get a pick or 2 and still win the game. So I'm thinking the better stat line and the hero will be Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl 56 MVP. All right, everyone's going to go here. Everyone's going to go here. All right, I'm going to go outside the box, and I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. So I think I feel good with the wide receivers. Van Jefferson is slept on. He might be the most underrated wide receiver with DJ Moore, Bobby Trees, Tyler, get to the door and lock it. I see you. Even though Higbee's not playing, the backup should get in there. All right, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Ramley in the building. Now, if the Bengals win, I'll be happy. I mean, they earned it. To go from 2 wins to 4 wins, and then obviously ACL, MCL, PCL for Burrow. All right, Joey franchise. I see you, and you got an amazing talent right there. I mean, this could be the Joe Montana to Jerry Rice of the 2020 era. This could be the Tom Brady to whoever. Randy Moss. If you want to give comparisons, this could be a Joe Montana, Jerry Rice era if they win the Super Bowl. They could be big. They could end up going to a few before it's all said and done. But I have question marks here with the offensive line. I have question marks here and here, depending on the coverage. I know that the linebackers are the weak spot for the Ram. So with the Rams, they're going to be probably doing some rub routes and some crossing routes. And obviously, they're the worst at the screen pass. So we know that this guy's going to get involved. This guy's going to get involved. But if the Rams can find a way not to jump on the screen passes, keep everything in front of them, they should be fine. One thing I like a lot about this team is Jesse Bates III, Von Bell, as well as T-Rex. I love the Saints players because Saints players play hard and with passion. And Jesse Bates might be the most underrated safety in the NFL. No, he is. He is a ball hawk. He is the number 1 ball hawk at safety in the NFL in man and zone coverage. So don't be surprised if he ends up getting a pick. They also have a better kicker than Matt Gay and Evan McPherson. Kitty goes meow. I want to say that it's going to happen, but I'm going to go with the Rams. Like I said, I can't be that hater. I can't be biased. I have to be real. Look at Trayvon G. Trayvon G getting cocky. It's a good thing you had that talk with yourself in the mirror. A good life lesson for here in the chat. But look at this. And then as soon as I try to give you guys credit, then you do some cocky shit like this. Rams by 21. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. That ain't happening. Akers and Mixon canceling. Mixon's way better than Akers. Stop it. Not even close. Rams giving up 54. We'll see. This is the Super Bowl, though. Yeah, where are we at? Well, how close are we to 200? You heard it. Are you surprised? Be honest. Rams fans are surprised. Ram fan, Trayvon G, anyone that has watched my shows every day is probably shocked as hell that I actually picked the Rams to win. And I was leaning towards Bengals for about 2 weeks, but I have to be real with myself. If the Bengals want to run 30 screens this game, by all means, go ahead. Talent is talent, right? He said one day 30 for 30 for Orion. Gang. Did you see they were doing a Bill Walton one? My boy Jake from Arizona. I ended up eating one of the deep dish pizzas that he brought me. He got me from fucking Chicago. Dude, it had a sausage crust underneath and on the back end. Cheese. It was a small pizza, almost like a personal size pizza, but it was fire. So I'm going to be doing the ribs, and I got the other pizza in there. But man, it was incredible. It was incredible. Elliot Evans in the building. NWSF for life, brother. Oh, yeah. Man, and like I said, this is one of the toughest decisions that I had to make in a long, long, long time. But I can't be like every other talking head. You know what I mean? Just picking based off personal feelings. You know, if Trayvon G and, some of the Rams fans want to talk shit to me, or if we got, our ass beat by them, that's not a reason to pick against them. There's a reason why the Rams are in the Super Bowl. Von Miller, obviously, is a big part of it, OPJ, but it's the coaching staff. And the one thing that I like the most about the matchup, that's the big advantage to me, right here. This is the brainchild. He's like Kyle Shanahan, except he doesn't choke in the fourth quarter. Kyle Shanahan, every time he gets in the fourth quarter, he can't get fucking points. It pisses me off. I still love him, all right? But I love Sean McVay. Raheem Morris used to be on Tampa. He's okay, all right? But I think this guy's much better. Kevin O'Connell, the new OC for the Vikings. No, not the OC. He might be, but the new head coach. I think Kevin O'Connell, right there. I mean, nothing against Zach Taylor, their defensive coordinator as well. But Sean McVay, with getting 3 points against Tom Brady a couple years ago in, 2018, this is time for redemption for this young guy. And he obviously was with the Washington Redskins, right? With him and Kyle Shanahan. They used to have an amazing staff, all right? But we got to give love. And you know how much I love coaching, right? I love defense, all right? Who's got the better defense overall? I mean, if you're going to be a hater, you can say Bengals, but let's be realistic. When you got guys like this, and you got guys like this coming over midseason, and you got the best corner, and you're going to say that they're bad? Maybe they're bad at the screen pass, but that's pretty fucking impressive. So you got the best defense, you got great coaching, all right? You got a great play caller, right? Offensive line, who's got a better offensive line? Bengals or Rams? No question, all right? And then they also, on top of that, the cherry on top, they got the best wide receiver in the NFL. Even though this guy's more popular, let's hit the gritty with Jay Jetta and Jamar Chase. Hitting the gritty isn't going to make you win a fucking Super Bowl. Getting in the end zone will, and this guy's going to have a bigger game. I feel that both guys could score once or twice, but if I had to put money on it, I'd say Kupp has more yards and more touchdowns at the end of the day. So let's say Jamar Chase has like 101 TD. I would say Cooper Kupp will probably have 130 with 2 TDs. I think this guy's going to be the Super Bowl MVP. All right? Are you guys impressed? Are you guys impressed with me not being biased? All right. TN Jose, what to do? OBJ said he would take less money to stay with us. Yeah, that'd be crazy, man. So Mode Up around NWSF can't bet against a blue-eyed quarterback. Meow. Hey, I get it, man. If anything happens, Ramsey's overrated. I disagree. He's the best corner in the game. Like I said, he's one of the guys that he can cover in the slot. He can shadow. He can play man-to-man. Name one corner that you would rather have than Jalen Ramsey, honestly. If Jalen Ramsey was on your team, Gilmore isn't as good as he was. You got Xavier Howard, and you got some of these other guys that are out there. Patrick Surtain, we see him, has a lot of skills as a rookie. But name one other guy that you would rather have than Ramsey. You can't. He is the best. Hands down. You can't name a guy better than him because he is the best. That's just facts, man. He ain't Deion Sanders. He ain't primetime. All right, who's my favorite of all time. But, I know great talent and, greatness when I see it, and I can't, discredit that. So maybe 34-30, 34-31, 30-28, somewhere in that general range, but I got the Rams winning. And I hope, is that, bro, you got to check. Well, there's a lot of Rams haters. Let's be honest. There's a lot of people that don't give a shit about your Rams. They don't give a shit about the Lions and Stafford. They don't give a shit about Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? They're going for the swag and the feel-good story with Burrow because maybe he's the next Joe Montana, Tom Brady. Maybe he's the new face of the NFL. You know what I mean? Now, if the Bengals had a better O-line and D-line, right, and a better coach, maybe I would swing a little bit more towards the Bengals, but I can't do it just based off Burrow alone. There's definitely issues with the O-line, issues with coaching, the defense, and Uncle Momentum. I mean, if you get down to the Rams, which probably will happen, if I had to bet money on it, the Rams will be ahead at halftime, and the Bengals are going to have to storm back, which they will. The Rams have a hard time, letting the gas off of the foot, putting the pedal to the metal. They let teams come back. But with that being said, I definitely love what the Rams have been putting together, and I love what the Bengals have been able to do this season as well. And that's big facts. You see where I'm at? What are we at donations right now? What are we sitting at? Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF on the YouTube Super Chat right here. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. New world order for life, brother. Oh, yeah. I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl, baby. God, I wish I could say fucking Bengals. You don't understand how bad I want to be able to say Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And if they end up winning, I know America will be happy. Rams fans will be fucking crushed. But I can't go against my principles. O-line, D-line, defense, coach. O-line, Rams. D-line, Rams. Even though they got T-Rex, and that's nice on the Bengals side, Aaron Donald is better, okay? O-line, Rams. D-line, Rams. Defense overall, Rams, right? Coaching, Rams. How am I supposed to go against the Rams when they are better in those four categories? And the answer is I can't. I wish I could just be a Rams hater, be a hater of Donald and Stafford, be a hater because the Rams beat me, but I can't. I have to not be that talking head and being all like those fucking idiots that get paid $7 to $8 million a year and being fucking stupid and wrong every single day on TV. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. I'll work for less than $1 million. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to a big network, but it's wild that those guys make like $7-8 million a year. Shit, put me for 50 grand, 100 grand. You know what I mean? Put me for that. I'll get you better ratings. All right? I'll get better ratings, baby. You can't act like Cam just come back from Achilles. Yep. Yeah, you got to look at your eyes. And Darrell Henderson's coming back. So now you got a three-headed horse. You got Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers, and Sony Michel compared to Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine. But if they run those screens with those two and Jamar Chase, I mean, that could be an opening for them. The one thing that I hope doesn't happen, that is you don't get Jalen Ramsey biting on the screens, right, knowing that they're coming, and then all of a sudden you get a pump fake from Burrow, right, and then obviously you get Ramsey to bite over the top, and then boom, a long touchdown for 60 yards of Jamar Chase. We might see that happen, based on their history of not being very good at the screen, being the worst in the NFL. All right. Now I got to rest my voice because I've been going fucking 110 miles an hour for an hour and 30 minutes. All right. Time for some fucking Modelo's and some donos. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And I got 2 more tall boys after this. I also got some gummies that I took last night. I took 3. Took 3 last night. That shit was definitely putting me to sleep. I haven't been partying. I haven't been doing any extracurriculars. Just been drinking a little bit. All right, been going to sleep at a good time. I've been putting a lot of work in, reading, film study, trying to find those stats for you like I busted out. And I'm proud of that stat. And I didn't make that shit up. Obviously it was on NFL Network. I'm not like Peter Schrager, blatantly stealing material like Uncle Mo and acting like I made it up. But the Rams defense versus the screen this season, last in completions, the worst, right? 66, worst in yards allowed, 526, and 25th in yards attempted, 7.4. And in the playoffs, the Bengals are 12 for 12, 163 yards, a TD on the screen, and they're 13.6 average, which is doubled what they were in the regular season. So, the screen is going to be utilized. I'm interested to see on how they combat that. Are they going to run man? Are they going to run zone? Are you going to run like a Tampa 2? Are you going to run a double safety over the top? What are you going to run to combat that? Are you going to only rush 3? Are you rushing 4? I mean, are you going to even, blitz with the linebackers or the corners? I'm interested to see how they combat that. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl. What are we at, man? 2:05:20. Let's go. Trayvon, You're not going to win the arguments with anybody in the room unless you get Rams fan in here. It's like you guys, there's like only 2 or 3 Rams fans. Adventures with AG and the Ramily. You got three of you guys are the ones that usually come in. Everyone else is going to be against you guys. I mean, that's just the bottom line. No one wants the Rams to win if you're not a Rams fan, unless you're a Detroit Lion fan. I mean, that's really how it breaks down. You know what I mean? So no matter what nonsense or knowledge or stats they try to throw at you, it might have some truth to it. Maybe it's just because they don't want you to win and they think that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase got more swag and drip and the Bengals could win. Let's be honest. We can give them credit. I mean, they do have a chance. I mean, they're a big underdog. But if Burrow outplays Stafford, they get 100 yards with Pirine and obviously Mixon. They get some picks and sack lunches on Stafford. They execute the screen pass to a T. They don't turn the football over. We might get a scenario like when the Eagles beat the Patriots. It's possible. Not likely, but if you got Joe Burrow, he kind of has that it factor, so he can kind of wiggle and weasel his way like Peter Schrager being a weasel, right? Trying to steal my material like Uncle Momentum. Joe Burrow has got that kind of slippery, like Migos, slippery. All right, he's very slippery. Like a snake, right? And he can kind of get himself out of the weeds. So when a sack lunch with Aaron Donald is right there, somehow Burrow ducks his head, steps to the side, and finds a way not to get sack lunch. And that's one thing I respect about Joe Burrow. He's very slippery. He's always calm, cool, collected, and he definitely has a little Joe Montana Brady in him. But it all depends with the legacy and the dynasty. It's like when Brady won his first Super Bowl. If the Bengals win this one won't be their last. There'll be an opportunity in the next 5 years after this one for them to get there again. It might not be the following year. There's usually a drop-off. But if they win it this year, based on, Gronk and other people wanting to come in, drafting some O-linemen, free agents wanting to play with Joe Burrow and that defense, I think that if they do win the Super Bowl, the Bengals, this won't be the last one. I think Burrow could be a guy that could win, more than one if they win this one. It could be like 2 or 3, opportunities to add to his legacy. But, I mean, they have to play the perfect game, just like the Eagles and Philly. You have to play the perfect game. And another thing on an advantage that I do give the Rams that I haven't brought up either is this guy. And the reason I say this is that we know this guy can get 7 or 8 grabs, and he's been getting better and better, right? But that trick play that they run, where they run that, kind of lateral pass from Stafford, we've seen it before, right? So he hikes it, throws it to the left, right? It's a lateral pass to OBJ. OBJ throws it deep, and it ends up going to someone like Van Jefferson, and they end up either getting a touchdown out of it or maybe to Cam Akers, or Cooper Kupp. They get either like a big 50-yard gain from that or a touchdown. Don't be surprised if they end up running that play. Stafford, lateral pass, Odell throws it. And the only way to combat that is if they sniff it out and Jesse Bates III gets the pick. But every time they run it, this motherfucker is very successful. So OBJ is going to have a big day, I feel. Same thing with Cooper Kupp. I hate talking about the Rams like this, all right? Trayvon G is just smiling right now. He's like, I can't believe Orion picked the Rams. He's talking so good about them. I mean, is he on drugs? Is he drunk? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I just have to be real. And like I said, hopefully I earn the respect by a lot of y'all, because I know a lot of y'all feel like me that just, you want the Bengals to win, feel good story, Joe Burrow, more swag, more likable, Jamar Chase, hit the gritty. But when it comes down to it, who's the best player in the game? Who is the best player in the game? I'm saying this guy right here. This is the best player in the game. All right. And then on the opposite side, this is the best player on the defense. So you got the coaching staff, you got the defense, you got the O-line. All right. You got the D-line. All right. You got the quarterback that can make it happen. You got OBJ and other guys. Right. But this guy right here, this is a Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? He is the best player. But I mean, Jonathan Taylor had a great season. Aaron Rodgers had a great season. Tom Brady had a great season. But Cooper Kupp, the dominance factor, game in and game out, I've been so impressed with him. White wide receiver, black wide receiver. Let's take color out of it, all right? But this is like it's like a reincarnated Steve Largent. If you don't know who Steve Largent is, look him up. He was the best receiver before Jerry Rice, and he was white, all right? It's incredible to see what Cooper Kupp has been able to do with Matthew Stafford, and a big credit to Matthew Stafford, even though he went, 41-17, led the league in picks and tied there. This guy's unstoppable. He's unguardable. He's going to have the most yards in the Super Bowl besides Jamar Chase. That's the only guy that could probably match him yards-wise, and I think he's going to get in the end zone once or twice. He will be the reason the Rams win the Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp, my Super Bowl MVP. Now you got fucking Trayvon G smiling ear to ear. He's like, oh my God, how the hell is this guy saying things that I actually believe? Because I'm not like the talking heads and I'm not biased. It is what it is, man. I know a lot of people were surprised. Rob Navarro in the building. Ramley in the building. What to do? Darrell Henderson. I had him in fantasy. I had Stafford in fantasy. I obviously knew the talent that the Rams had. I drafted Stafford for Mahomes' backup. I knew they were going to be good. I'm not a fucking dummy. You know what I mean? I knew what I saw with the Rams. And going into the season, who did we say? Rams, Bucks, Packers, AFC, Chiefs, Bills, Browns. Didn't really work too well for the Browns, but the Bills and Chiefs were good. And we didn't know the Bengals were going to be this good, but we always knew that the Rams had a shot since the Super Bowl was in LA. Extra motivation for them to win. And they got the NFC Championship game there as well. All right. So you got Stafford, Whitworth, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel, Cooper Kupp, the MVP of the Super Bowl, Odell, Van Jefferson. Higbee ain't playing, but the backup will do just fine. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Ramley, I see you. And then on the flip side, you got Burrow, Joey Franchise, Mixon, Jamar Chase. Avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jesse Bates III, Evan McPherson. This is the one spot where they have a clear advantage. Kicker. All right. So if it comes down to being close, he might be the MVP, besides Burrow. If they win the Super Bowl, it's probably going to be him, but maybe this guy. Because if it ends up being close, 30-28, there's 5 seconds left, 55-yarder to win. He kicks it, and it's good. And they win 31-30. Who's it going to be the winner? It's going to be this guy right here. And he might be Super Bowl MVP. Kitty goes meow, as Grossi would say. It's going to have to be this guy right here. A lot of the defense, all right? And then Jamar will have to play great, and Burrow has to play the cleanest game of his career. And it could happen, but I got to go with my gut instead of just being a hater. I can't be like everyone else. So I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Man, oh, man. Mr. Nguyen, I got the Rams. I had the Bengals for about 2 weeks straight, but then I had to go through my analysis. I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in 20 years. All right. People bet a lot of money on DraftKings. People bet money with their friends. I have a lot riding on this. So I can't just be like, the Rams fans are dicks to me. They beat the Buccaneers, my team. So I'm going to be like, fuck you. I don't give a shit about you. I'm going to go against the opposite of you and go Bengals. I can't be like that. A lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? Like Chiefs fans, sometimes they don't want to root for the Bengals. They're like, fuck that. They beat us. You know what I mean? They go to the opposite. But I got to go with O-line, right? D-line, coaching, right? Defense in general. And as I go through all the categories, I mean, it's very clear to me as I started really thinking about it. Stafford, Burrow, it's a push, okay? O-line, hands down, Rams by 1,000,000, right? D-line, Rams by a little bit because T-Rex is good, but overall, I like the Rams. Overall defense, Rams, right? Donald, Miller, Ramsey, and then coaching staff, which is very important to me, right? Who's calling plays? Who's going to make it happen, right? Who do I like? Do I like the guys over there on the Bengals? Or do I like Kevin O'Connell, the new head coach of the Vikings, as well as the best young coach in the game, not named Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay? So even though I don't like the Rams and they're not like, my team, I would love to see the Bengals win, but I can't be that biased guy. They have so many weapons on paper. And the only weak thing that they have is they're not good at the screen. They're horrible at the screen pass, but they have everything else lined up. So with the Ramley, in town, at home, there's just so many things pointing to them as being the Super Bowl 56 champion. If we get the Bengals, America would be happy besides Lions fans and Rams fans, but I got to think that this will happen for them later. This is the Rams' time. I got to go with the Ramley. All right, I got to go with the defense, the coaching, and then I got to go with the O-line. I love O-line and I love defense. I just have to go that particular route. But I'll tell you what, the Bengals are really fun to root for, right? Like Joe Burrow, Chase, Evan McPherson. They just got a lot of pieces that are very likable. And then if you're a Saints fan, you got Eli Apple, which you don't give a shit about, but you love Von Bell and you love T-Rex. So a lot of Saints fans are rooting for the Bengals for that purpose. I get it. They're very passionate. So You try to put money on the game. So if you're putting money on the game, I would go Rams. You know what I mean? Even though I want the Bengals to win, I want Joe Burrow to be Joe Montana, to be the next Tom Brady. I would love that, the new face of the NFL. But when your O-line and your D-line and your defense and your coaching staff isn't as good, it's like you can do it. You know what I mean? But when the Eagles beat the Pats, why did they win? They had a better O-line, a better D-line, and they had the four horsemen with J.H.I. They don't have that same mismatches with this team. You know what I mean? They got good players, but I think the Rams overall have more, better players spread out, and they got better coaching. So Rams by 5. Well, it's by 3.5. So I would say Rams by 4 or more if I had to take a guess. It could be 3 or more. It could be possible like 34-31, 30-27, something like that. But I would assume, maybe 34-30. That kind of sounds good to me. 34-31 kind of sounds good. 30-28 kind of sounds good. So I think somewhere between 2 and 4 points. I'm hoping that it's close. I need to make money. I might even do DraftKings, you know what I mean, and do something like that. So, oh, baby. I appreciate you guys very, very much. What are we sitting at the donos right now? We're over 200, I think. What do we got here? Mic'd Up on NFL Network. I love Mic'd Up. Mic'd Up is always good. But I appreciate you guys, and you guys can type in the comments what you guys think. I'm kind of curious on what you guys feel. Like I said, I'm smart with my breakdowns, and there's a reason why people bet money. Like my boy Swaggy P, Preston, this guy's a fucking insane animal. All right, he used to, do betting, and then he still does the betting and the cards, like basketball, baseball, football cards, right? But when he bets big, and he's not rich. So I've seen this guy make, $10 bets, $50 bets, $100 bets. I've seen this guy make $500,000 bets. That's nuts. I don't want to be that guy steering him the wrong way. And also, too, this year especially has had more upsets and more crazy shit happen. So it's like the upset, special could happen with the Bengals. We've seen it all year. Uncle Momentum. The underdogs have been winning way more this season than any season that I can remember. I haven't done very good in my picks in the playoffs. This is probably the worst that I've done ever out of my picks. You know what I mean? Just because the teams that I thought that were going to step up, they ended up losing to the underdogs. The underdogs were just, playing better. And that sometimes that shit happens, even if you think you're an expert. Not everyone is going to be right. So it is what it is. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORION, NWSF on the YouTube Super Chat right here. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatic. So we were at $100, $105 from Marcos Pineda on the Facebook app, $71 on the Cash App, and then whatever was done here on the YouTube Super Chat, which we got a few donations like Beefy McWhat Now right there with the tenor. All right, Beefy McWhat Now with another tenor. And then obviously we had a big $56 donation to get the stream started before the stream even got going. Before it even started, Mr. Williams, $56 on the Cash App. Shout out to you, man. Much love, dude. Your boy's always hustling. I'm always grinding, and it always feels good to be loved like that. And like I said, I pride myself on content, having that good energy, that good voice, not being biased. And like I said, we got some of the best fans on planet Earth. There's going to be a lot of people that watch the stream after it's over. Like I said, we've been streaming now for, an hour and 42 minutes. Like I said, and we were sitting at, what are we sitting at, Sarah? 20, what are we at, 205? I think I saw it last time that we were on here. I can scroll up a little bit. But if you can type that in the chat, you can let me know. Trayvon said, it says Darrell Henderson is better than Cam Akers. LOL. He says that Cam not even the best on the team. I'm done talking football with him. It's kind of debatable. I mean, we know Cam Akers has got a lot of talent. I watched him at Florida State with one of the worst offensive lines in college football, and he's got a lot of wiggle, and he's got a lot of juice in him, right? But Darrell Henderson is more of that power back, like when you guys had Malcolm Brown as well, when he ended up going off to a different team, like with the Raiders, right? But now you have Sony Michel, right, who's kind of the complimentary back. Darrell Henderson could be the lead back, but then now with the injuries, Cam Akers is kind of taken over, but it's kind of like Cam Akers can be the lead back, even though Darrell was the lead back before. But Darrell could be more of like the goal line back if you wanted someone bigger. And then Cam Akers can be the guy from the 20 to the 20. Holly Hundo in the building. What to do? We started to get a migraine not too long ago. Oh, my. Yeah, we've been having a great show so far. We're already at $210.20 in donos. We're getting closer to that $250 mark. Bang! Beefy McWhat now. Bang! Ryan, it kind of reminds me of Broncos Seahawks when we were all looking at stats and putting money on Broncos. I believe Seahawks won. Yeah, they blew them out. Well, remember the first snap that Peyton Manning took and it went over, the center hiked it over to the head and it was like a safety? I knew right then. I was like, uh-oh, Broncos are going to get fucking murdered in that game. So, yeah, we're having a great stream. And Holly, if you just came in, so I went through my picks and kind of breaking it down, and I'll do it for you since you just hopped in. So this was a tough one for me. I was really heavy on the Bengals, right? But I can't be biased, right? Because, the Rams fans are mean to me, or they like to talk shit, or the Rams beat me. That's not a reason why to go against the Rams. I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in 20 years. I take a lot of pride in that. It's really tough to get Super Bowl winners right. I even got the Eagles right against the Pats. In 2017, I said the Eagles would win with Nick Foles, and they would win big by 9 or 10, and I hit that one right on the head. All right, but with this one, very tough. But you got Matthew Stafford, and you got Joe Burrow. It's a push. They're both great. All right, offensive line. Hands down, we know the Rams with Andrew Whitworth, Walter Payton Man of the Year. He made me cry in the NFL honors. What a stud. Bengals have no O-line. The Rams win that. Running backs, you got Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson coming off IR, and Sony Michel, okay? Then you match them up against Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon. I'd probably give the advantage to the Bengals running back talent with Joe Mixon because he's top 10, even though they got 2 and the Rams got 3, but the Rams O-line is better, so they kind of cancel each other out because obviously you got 3 guys and a better offensive line, or you got the quality running back in Joe Mixon, but the O-line is trash, right? Wide receivers. You got Jamar Chase, who's top 5 with Justin Jefferson, in my opinion. Avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd, top 30. Okay? And you also got T. Higgins, top 30. Okay? So you got nice quality wide receivers there. But you got the best wide receiver in the game. Devontae Adams and Tyreek the Freak Hill are amazing, elite Hall of Fame players. Cooper Kupp has been the best this season. And then Odell Beckham Jr., I would take him over T. Higgins and avoid the Boyd. T. Higgins here, avoid the Boyd here. I think Odell has been really heating up and cooking up in the playoffs, and it wouldn't surprise me if he gets 7 or 8 grabs, maybe even a tutty, and he might even throw for a touchdown with that screen pass that they like running, that lateral pass that they typically like to run from Stafford to OBJ. Lateral, he catches it, throws it deep to maybe Cam Akers or a Van Jefferson, and it usually leads to a 50 to 60-yard gain or a tutty. All right, we already know Van Jefferson is underrated as well. We know Higbee is out, and Uzomah looks like it's going to be out, but I give the advantage to the Rams with their backups. Defensive line, it's obviously Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, the Ramley. So if you look on that side there, you got one advantage maybe with the safety position. Eric Weddle's going to be doing his thing, moving around in the secondary, but Jesse Bates III is arguably the best ball hawk safety in the NFL. They also have Von Bell, formerly of the Saints. They have T-Rex on the line. I see you. You got an advantage at kicker. Evan McPherson over Matt Gay. Kitty goes meow. I know a lot of the country would love that. And I was leaning towards this for about 2 weeks until today. And I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, all right, I have principles. I have certain things that I go by, all right? Who's got the better offensive line? The Rams. That's a big part of the game. Ball control, time of possession. Who's going to win the battle in the trenches? Who's got the better D-line? The Rams. 2 check marks for them. Who's got the better defense? The Rams. Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. 3 check marks for the Rams. Who's got the better coaching staff? You got Raheem Morris, a defensive coordinator, but I don't even want to count him. I'm going to go Kevin O'Connell, the new head coach of the Vikings, the OC for the Rams. And even though Zach Taylor's nice, this guy's better. Sean McVay is the best young coach in the NFL, not named Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, every time in the fourth quarter, chokes and never scores points. In the Super Bowl with the Falcons, Super Bowl against the Chiefs, obviously this year against the Rams, he does good for 3 quarters and he nuts up, right? But then Sean McVay, They scored 3 a couple years ago when they beat the Saints in that controversial call. We remember that with the Saints. The Saints fans have not forgotten, okay? They have not forgotten that day when they feel they got cheated, which they did, all right? But what happened? Sports Karma said, Rams, I'm sorry, but you're not winning the Super Bowl, and you guys scored 3 points, and that was really tough on the heart. And sometimes you got to lose before you win. They lost that one. No one wants to put up a 3 in the Super Bowl, especially when you have a quality team. Jared Goff and the Goffense, best friend, the best friend used to be with Cooper Kupp. And my Super Bowl MVP is going to be Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. No. I'm going to go outside the box. I'm going Cooper Kupp. Over 100 yards, and I think he can score once or twice. I got Cooper Kupp winning the MVP and something towards a 30-28 score, 34-30 score, 34-31, somewhere in that general range, but I got the Rams winning, and this was tough. Very, very tough for me to be able to say the Rams are going to win because I would rather have the Bengals win, but I have to be honest and true to myself, and that's facts. Yeah, I'm very torn. Very, very torn. How are you doing today besides the migraine? You doing all right? Yeah, like I said, I've been grinding. I've been hustling. I've been pretty much recording every day, hustling it out. I'm drinking the Modelo's, all right? I haven't been able to find the pineapple ones, though, Holly. I haven't been able to find them. It's just crazy. I've been looking around everywhere. I did try one of my deep dish pizzas from Chicago, from Donati's, that my boy Jake sent me from Arizona, and it was a sausage crust underneath and on the back end with the cheese and the pepperoni. It was almost just like a personal size pizza, like 4 or 5 pieces that I shared with my girlfriend and my girlfriend's daughter. So good. And I got one more pizza that's thawing right now for Super Bowl. And then I got 2 packs of ribs with barbecue sauce. So I can't wait to be able to eat those. It's going to be an amazing day. I'm planning on streaming for about 5 to 6 hours. So I got to be able to go get beer. I got the Modelo's right here, but I got the mango. Those are the only ones I'm able to find. They have like a lime or lemon one, but it doesn't taste as good. So I really like this mango one. And I also like the pineapple one. So I might drive all over my town until I find it. I might even have to go into Beaverton, 30 minutes out. I might have to go drive around to all the AM PMs and Plaid Pantries and Safeways until I find some pineapple beer. But I've pretty much cleaned out everyone in my own town. I bought everything that they had in the last couple weeks. So I'm definitely excited, man. So thanks for going over that again. No problem. I'll do it for you. Anyone that, comes into the room late, I always try to make sure that I redo the show a couple times and, show some love. So it's tough. I think I should get sponsored by Modelo. You know what I mean? And Corona. I do drink it. I do push it. I do support it. And out of all the beer that I've had in my life, I like that pineapple beer the best. I won't lie. This mango one is very good, but it's like, it doesn't give you a hangover. It tastes good. It doesn't taste like a seltzer, you know what I mean? Where they say it's like, and I don't want to be like, being like insulting, but you know how they call it like a bitch beer, like a Coors Light watered down, or like a seltzer beer, you know what I mean? That term, I don't really like using that term, the bitch beer. All right. But it's not a seltzer. It doesn't taste like that. It just tastes like pineapple juice with a little beer in it, with the mango chili and the pineapple, tastes like pineapple juice with a little beer flavor. And same thing with this mango one. I absolutely love it. And hopefully I can find it. Midweek. Yeah, but you need to get healthy, man. You still recovering from the COVID, right? Hopefully you're getting some rest out there, my dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to find. It's not a product that they have a lot of. Like they have like a tall boy can section, and they usually only have like, 3 to 10, and then usually they have a flavor or 2, and then that's it. So sometimes they have a couple. Oh, that tastes good. That tastes good. Yeah, but I've been thinking about this fucking stream for weeks. And I won't lie. I had Bengals up to about 3 hours ago. And then I had to be real with myself. I had to take a shower, shave, look myself in the mirror, and say, why am I rooting for the Bengals? Just because I don't like Stafford and I don't like Aaron Donald, and the Rams fans, talk a lot of shit to me, and the Rams beat the Bucks. That can't be my reasoning, because Joe Burrow is cool. Joe Burrow's got the drip, and he's popular and easy to root for. You know what I mean? And they beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean? And Jamar Chase is cool. You know what I mean? Like, they got a lot of cool players, but cool doesn't necessarily win you the Super Bowl. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo being handsome. Just because you're handsome doesn't mean you're going to win the Super Bowl. So I had to go with my metrics. You know what I mean? And one cool metric that I found on NFL Network, Holly, I didn't read this to you. This was one of the crazy factors here. The Rams defense against screen passes, they are the worst in the NFL. Did you know that? Completions allowed against the screen, worst in the NFL, 66. Worst in yards allowed, 526. And 25th in yards attempted, 7.4. So I was like, ooh, that might be a reason for me to pick the Bengals, right? In the playoffs, the Bengals are 12 for 12 in the screen. 163 yards, a touchdown, and they're averaging 13.6 yards per play, double what they did in the regular season. So I was like, oh, okay. So that means that they're going to go to Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, Jamar Chase, and they're very successful with it. So what that tells me is that Sean McVay, he already knows that they suck at that, position, right? He already knows the Rams aren't good at the screen. So if Burrow decides to do like a quick screen and it's like a fake, like a hitch or like a stop and go, then if you get someone to overcommit, Jamar Chase can go for a touchdown. So I'm interested to see what, Jalen Ramsey does, because if he bites for that screen thinking it's coming, right, and Joe Burrow has the ball, pump fakes hard, right, Ramsey bites, and then you can get Jamar Chase over the top for like a 60-yard touchdown. We might see that, right, or a big run, but maybe by Mixon in the screen pass as well, or Samaje Perine. So something to keep your eyes on, but I don't know if that one stat alone is good enough for them to win. I mean, they're going to have to play a clean game, but like I said, I like to bring up those stats and, kind of special things that even I didn't know that. I knew they were very bad against the screen, but I didn't know that they were absolutely the worst in the NFL. So I'm not like Peter Schrager, where I steal Uncle Momentum, and act like I created it and it's mine. That was on NFL Network, so I had to, shout them out, and that's a great stat. Matt Payton, what to do? Eli Apple. So the Chiefs are being cocky and predictable. I mean, you guys played great in the first half, but like I said, it was that Uncle Momentum when you guys were up 21-3. And this, it's all about decision making, right? We talked about this before. If you guys just would have did this, right? You guys tried to step on the throat. You cut the jugular. You guys try to, step on the gas and not look back. You guys tried to go 28-3 instead of being patient. You guys jumped the gun. And if you would have went up 24-3, you would have got the ball in the second half, and there's a chance that you would have scored there, and then maybe 27-3, and they're not coming back from that. But instead, they ended up going with Mahomes. They got greedy, screened to Tyreek, right? The Bengals defense, they sniffed it at, right? They sniffed it at, and then obviously the kitty went meow, and then from there, the momentum just shifted. And one thing that you have to also talk about is that this guy right here, you didn't make adjustments, dude. You didn't make the proper adjustments, right? Spagnuolo, Reed, Bieniemy. I know Mahomes didn't play good, but it's up to the coaching staff to make the proper adjustments, and I thought the Chiefs coaching staff lost it for him. Everyone wants to talk about this guy. You sucked and you lost it for us. I put the blame here. And I put the blame, obviously, on the defensive coordinator with Spagnuolo. But you guys will be back. You guys will be back. I had you guys winning the Super Bowl, even over the Rams. So, but like I said, you never know what's going to happen in sports, but it'll make you guys stronger, I feel, because sometimes you got to lose before you win, and you guys won so quickly, and you beat the Niners, and now you're starting to realize that cocky statement, with Tyreek. He's like, we're going to win 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 championships, like you're going to be the Patriots. It looked like that, but that's something that you keep to yourself, and you don't tell that to everyone on planet Earth. You know what I mean? That's just like extra ammo and ammunition for those other teams, But I definitely think you guys will be back, and that's facts. That's just my perspective, from what I said. Yeah, rotten Eli Apple. Yeah, well, he'll get roasted. It's not like he's going to make any plays. You know what I mean? He's just talking shit. I mean, he was talking shit about Nolans. He was talking shit about New York. He's talking shit about everything. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's on drugs or something. I have no idea. I got no idea what he's on. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Your boys hustling, your boys grinding, always trying to make sure that I put on a good show for you guys. We got about, 3 minutes left for about 2 hours. So I got probably a few more minutes to be able to go. I don't want to lose my voice. I literally went full, 150% energy for, about an hour and a half straight, talking into the show. So obviously that definitely gets me tired. I went for a walk with Paisley with the girlfriend today. So if you guys saw the Twitter or the Instagram, I ended up doing that as well. So I had some time to be able to go out there and do that. It felt very good to be able to get some sun. It's beautiful weather out here in Oregon. It felt very good to get some sun My mental health has been very good as of late, too. I feel good. I'm not working any other jobs. I'm fully all in on the YouTube. I've been getting great support from you guys, good conversations. Obviously, we're getting great donos. We're trying to get the sub count up. And hopefully we can get to a good number, with the Super Bowl. And instead of gaining subs, we're going backwards again. So I don't know if it's a troll just hating on your boy, but it seems like every time we hit 20K, the next day I look at it and then we're down 2, 3, 4, 5 subs. So now it looks like we need 6 subs to be able to get to 20K. So I don't know what to do. All I got to do is keep working hard. And if the trolls that create 20 accounts want to be able to give me some subs and take them away and try to play with my emotions, go right ahead. I'm just going to keep working harder. You're not going to discourage me to quit, but we need 6 subs to get to 20K. There's probably some trolls in there trying to play with your boy. But hopefully we can get over that mark sooner than later. And hopefully we can get more Fanatic family members. And during the Super Bowl, we might have an epic stream. We might get 100, 500, 1,000 in the donos. Who knows? But I know that it's going to be a long stream. I'm going to have good food, good friends. Maybe we'll do a live look-in on StreamYard for anyone that's partying if they want to hop on the stream and say hello. And I'm going to be streaming for probably about 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to be here at the house by myself. Girlfriend is going to be going up to her mom's in Washington with Paisley and her daughter to go eat food and just go up and barbecue up there. I would normally be going up there, but I got responsibilities. I can't miss the Super Bowl. So your boy is going to be hustling and I'm going to be grinding, man. That's facts. Yep. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it had to be one of those things, Will, you know what I mean? Like, if you have 2 or 3 jobs and then I'm doing physical labor, a lot of times after I get off work, I'm just incredibly tired and I push myself to keep streaming, even on days that I didn't feel like it. But now I feel, as long as I make enough donos to be able to pay rent, pay bills, make sure I can buy food and just support the family, and I can do that for my mental health, it's much better. And like I said, every day that I'm grinding it out, you guys have been very supportive. So I feel moving forward, I'm going to be able to do it. I just got to be able to, save up and being able to, and my rent's going up too pretty soon. So in the next couple months, so I got to definitely try to save as much as possible, but I'm going to try to, stream every day, and I wasn't able to do that before just with the job and everything else that was going on. So I plan on trying to stream 6-7 days a week. I want to do it pretty much every day if I can. So, but it feels good, to go all in and the support that I have from you guys. If I didn't have the support that, you guys are giving me, I wouldn't be able to do YouTube full time. I would have to go get a part-time or full-time job. And this is my dream. I've been doing it for 10 years, which is a long fucking time. Most people don't dedicate their lives to something for 10 years. This is my 6th year on YouTube. So I'm grinding it out, man. Matt Payton said, I'll get you more subscribers. Thank you, man. I just need 6 more for 20K. And it's like I was at like 20K, then 20,002. Then I would like look up the next morning. I would be at 19,999. And then I just checked it now. And now I lost another like 5 subs. So I don't know if it's just like a troll, like Skip Bayless that has like 30 accounts, because it's when I lose subs, it's at once. It's not like one by one. So to me, it's a troll. You know what I mean? It's someone that has like 10 accounts and he's taking away 5 at a time. Because it's never like I lose just 1 or 2 subs. It's like 5 at a time. And what are the chances of 5 people unsubbing at the same time? Very unlikely. So it's all good. Haters are going to hate, but I'm going to keep doing my thing. So it's all good. I appreciate that. I'm always grinding it out, man. 99% of the time, Patrick is going to pass. Yes, he is. Let's get to 250. What are we at? 210, 20. Yeah, I'll keep grinding it out. Like I said, we can have any kind of Q&A or any type of questions or answers. I don't have anything really going on tonight. So, I mean, I could stream for another hour if we needed to. It just depends on, if you guys have questions. I mean, I pretty much gave all my love and energy and passion to the show for that first hour and a half. And like, shout out to everyone in the room that, did a great job supporting your boy. But yeah, like I said, with the coaching staff and, Sean McVay, I mean, he was fucking incredible with his run. I mean, they didn't end up winning a Super Bowl. They only scored 3 in 2018. But I like the direction of him and Kevin O'Connell being able to game plan, even though they're not very good at defending the screen. So that's a big advantage in my book, moving forward. And then obviously, if you look at the team in general, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, an advantage on the defense, an advantage on the D-line, an advantage at wide receiver with Cooper Kupp and Odell. I think those two are going to be better than Jamar Chase and avoid the boy Tyler Boyd or Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That will probably be the one that would get higher yards. Chase and Higgins are great, but I think Cooper Kupp and Odell are better. Offensive line is better for the Rams. Stafford and Burrow are a push, but I really think that this is going to be the guy that gets the Super Bowl MVP. I'm going Cooper Kupp. And, it always usually goes to a quarterback. It could be like Stafford or Burrow. I think there's a chance for each guy to get a pick or two with the defense is stepping up. But I think Cooper Kupp has a great chance to be able to get that Super Bowl MVP. So, I'm trying to be outside the box. And like I said, I couldn't be like everyone else and just be a hater, towards the Rams. Even though I don't like them, I don't really like a lot of the players. I respect them. It's almost like the Patriots situation to me. When Brady was there, Belichick was there, Gronk was there. I respected them, but I didn't root for the Patriots a lot of the time. I rooted against them, because he just wanted someone else to win the Super Bowl. You feel me? Nate Burleson, Odell, Van Jefferson, they're going to be big. I got a lot of fake friends. You know what I mean? I try to get my friends to subscribe. That a lot of the people, they hate. You know what I mean? Or they pretend that they watch. The only one that really supports me is my boy Marcos Pineda. He always likes and watches my videos. He even shares them on his Facebook. But I have supposedly like 500 friends. That are my friends through high school and over the years. And I get some people that that support me. But a lot of times people just like, they kind of spy on me or they hate. And, it's not worth I wish I could just be like, hey, sub to my channel. But for whatever reason, people can get Twitter followers and you can get Facebook friends, but people don't like subscribing to YouTube channels unless they really love it. Right. It's like, you got to like them. You got to love them. And then, you really have to like love something to subscribe. Like it's hardest to get YouTube subscribers than anything. Like anyone can get a Twitter following. Anyone can get, Facebook followers or friends, but YouTube followers, to actually get people to follow you on YouTube, it's like pulling teeth. If they don't, or if they're like, on the fence, they're not going to do it. They have to love you to sub. That's what I've learned. You know what I mean? So anytime that I can't beg people or like, hey, hook me up and, because it's like, if I get a sub and they never watch, what's the point? Just the number? You know what I mean? Like, hey, sub to my channel. And they don't give a shit about me or the channel and I think a lot of people are kind of haters too. My supposed friends, because they just like, oh, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like just because they don't have a lane or they're not doing something, you know what I mean? Oh, I can do that. Just being kind of negative. It's like, dude, I put in a lot of hard work and energy, and a lot of times people won't even give me a chance. Like they won't even click on the video. And then once they do, and they actually watch to see what I do, how I do it, and how I produce the show and the fans and how awesome the Fanatic family are, I get people to kind of, come over at that point. But to get them to that point, to actually click on my video and to see that, like, I'm not the guy that you used to drink beer with and play beer pong with and, do keg stands. There's more to me than the guy that maybe you remember from back in the day. So that's kind of the challenge that I get. Or I get people that are fake, that they're supposedly my friend and, they end up quitting on you or, they end up, talking shit behind your back or blocking you on social media. I mean, I can't control what people do. All I can do is just, grind and work hard. So that's facts. Yeah, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like when you're seeing everyone else grow, you know what I mean? I'm like doing work on the thumbnails. I got Johnny helping me. I'm making sure I do my research, my film study. I'm going full time. I'm working hard and everyone's growing at this enormous rate. Right. And I'm not getting the proper views. I'm losing subs from people trolling me. You know what I mean? But I still get amazing donos and we have great conversation, which makes up for it. You know what I mean? But it's like the last thing that you want is when I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears, and then I look at the sub count and I'm going backwards. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's the one thing if I had a shitty product or I wasn't good or I was just an asshole, but it's like I feel that I'm real. I feel that I put in great content and, if a troll wants to do that, then that's fine. And obviously YouTube isn't notifying people that I'm going online because there's no way in hell that with 20,000 people, I should have 20 people or less. But I have to keep working hard. I got to put my head down and I got to keep grinding. So you have your alternate account. There we go. I appreciate that. Yeah. And like I said, I always support my friends. I always support friends and, I make sure I gas them up and say that, hey, if you want to do something, I'll support you. But I think it's like maybe because I've been grinding so long You know what I mean? Maybe it's just like that negative mentality. A lot of people don't like to support their friends, or if you see someone that has a business or you see someone on your Facebook timeline, you've probably even done it yourself. You're just like, you just kind of scroll past it. Maybe you can just, drop a like or a comment, but a lot of people just keep scrolling past. They're like, whatever, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, unless you really are close with that person, then you'll take the time. But if you're just like, acquaintances, you're not going to get people to share your shit. You know what I mean? Let alone watch it. So I feel like I said, I'm the most slept on, sports YouTuber on YouTube with my own friends and my own community. And I think, worldwide, I think there's a lot of people that are getting the recognition, and it's just making me have to work harder and harder, but I'm still here and I'm still grinding. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's better to have a small knit group, of friends, and supporters that genuinely care about you than have 1,000 people in the room and they're all kids and they don't give a shit about me and they're trolling and there's no donations and, it's just a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of arguing and a bunch of Justin Wills and young Nolas rolling around. Like I said, I would rather have, less than 20 people in the room that are quality people when we're Fanatic family than have 1,000 people in the room and it's a toxic place. You know what I mean? It's not all about views and subs and money. You know what I mean? I'm building a legacy here, but we want to be able to have the right people in here. And at some point, I hope that, we can beat the curve and YouTube can stop hating, and then I can actually get what I feel I deserve. So Skinner in the building. What to do? How are you? Oh, that beer is good. But any other questions or Q&A or anything that you guys want to go over, please do. Like I said, I've already been streaming now for 2 hours and 9 minutes. I'm going to go get one more beer. I already slammed this one. I got one more. I got 2 more mango beers in there, but I'll probably do one more. We'll probably stream for another 20 minutes or so. So if there's any other questions or anything that you want me to go over in the Super Bowl matchup, like I said, or if you want me to break down the show that I did earlier, I can go that route as well. Like I said, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let me go grab this other beer and let's hang out. I don't got anything going on tonight. I'm not, drinking. I'm not going out. I don't go do the bars. I don't do that shit. So let me go grab this other beer and we'll hang out for a little bit longer. Simple for you guys, okay? Make it simple. Who has the best offensive line? Stafford? Right. Who has the best defense? What defense, I should say, would you rather go against? Okay. Cincinnati defense, right? Right. That's who I'm taking. I'm taking Matthew Stafford because at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, when it comes down to it, and a lot of times these games come down to the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford will be able to make plays because of what you said. Those guys in the huddle will have the confidence that they can win against Cincinnati's defense. And then at the end of the day, that offensive line will come to play and they're going to hold up because they have done it all season. No doubt.
We were coming into this chat with that side-by-side of Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow. And you guys heard me. The difference in experience is what changes the dynamic for me. And that story, Nate, of being in the huddle, yes, Joe Burrow has all the confidence out there on the field, as he should. He's a very good player. Yeah. But it's that part right there that you can only get from being in the trenches out there with your guys for over a decade that sets him apart. And it is an advantage anywhere you slice it. Also, Matt Stafford has the most career touchdowns of any NFL quarterback and his first Super Bowl. Everybody pray for me. Give me that day for me. Yeah. Playoff for a second week in this NFL postseason. All right, here we go. Puppy wants to hang out. Girlfriend wants to hang out. We're going to finish this beer. And then we'll call it a night. And then I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. And then we have the Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm super excited. So I had to do that for you and Holly and Will and Sarah. I know you guys once in a while, depending on if you're in here. I know last time, Holly, you were in here, you didn't get a chance to see her. So I definitely had to try to bring her in here. And I'll do pictures and videos on the Instagram and the Twitter as well. But I usually try to get in here. But, she gets a little antsy. Sometimes she's tired. I think she still has some energy, though. So. Was no Woo, that's good. Oh. Every prospect in the NFL draft this year that are declaring, every player at their position that are making the NFL because of focus on details. Details always matter, man. Details always matter. And that's like, I try to go so deep, with everything, like, finding that information that the Rams are the worst in the NFL against the screen pass. I didn't know that going into today. But when I found that information out, I was so excited to share it with you guys. But even with that being said, I still didn't pick the Bengals to win. But the Bengals were my choice up until about 3 hours ago. And I had to really dig deep and think, I can't be like everyone else and just be a hater because the Rams beat me and I don't like Stafford and Donald. And, I'm just going to go the opposite because Joe Burrow is cool and Jamar Chase is likable. I had to do it. O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, battle in the trenches. That's what wins games. O-line, Rams. D-line, Rams. Defense, Rams. Coaching, Rams. How the hell am I going for the Bengals? You know what I mean? Can the Bengals still win? Yeah, but to be that far behind and not even have any wins on the categories, besides if you want to go Burrow over Stafford, McPherson over Gay at kicker, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of wins there. If you want to go wide receivers as a core over the Rams, maybe you could argue that with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase, even though I like Cooper Kupp and Odell in the playoffs a little bit more with those two and Van Jefferson. Or you can go Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine over Akers, Sony Michel, and Darrell Henderson. But there's just so many things that point towards the Rams unless they fucking implode. If Mixon runs for over 100 yards with Samaje Perine and they get a tutty or two, they can win. If Burrow outplays Stafford, they can win. If the defense plays better than the Rams in the second half, they can win. And if it's close, Evan McPherson can make the field goal. You know what I mean? If it ends up being 30-28, right? And there's 5 seconds left and there's a 55-yard field goal on the line. Do you think this guy's going to miss? Fuck no. They'll win 31-30. But that's why the Rams have to be up by 4 or more to make sure it doesn't go to overtime or they will lose. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that you win 34-30 or something of that nature. So this was one of the hardest things for me to do, to pick the Rams to end up winning the Super Bowl. My Super Bowl MVP will be Cooper Kupp. But like I said, I can't be a hater and I can't be like all these other talking heads that are out there. I have to be honest with myself. And also people rely on me for betting. So I got people that bet $500, $1,000 bets on DraftKings. That's wild. I never would do that myself, right? I haven't got a Super Bowl winner wrong in like 20 years. So if I get this one wrong, this will be the first one in like 20 years. I got the Eagles one. I got every single one up to that point. Both of the Giants wins against New England. I got those. Tampa, obviously, I got that. The one that I'm proud of the most is the Eagles, though, in 2017 with Nick Foles over Brady. I was one of the only people that not only picked the Eagles when I started the YouTube channel, but I said they were going to win big by like 9 or 10 or more, and they did. And then Eagles fans were like, wow, he's not even an Eagles fan, so he's not biased. They had a better O-line, a better D-line, and they had the 4 horsemen with Jay Ajayi that they got there at the end. And I just thought if they played a clean game, they got Philly, the trick play, and the rest is history. So. Oh, really? Nice. McPherson is nice. Townsend's nice too, though. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to, get that recognition. STL rocks. What's up, man? How are you? How you doing? I'm about to end the stream. Girlfriend wants to hang out. Puppy wants to hang out. Like I said, I've been grinding now for about 2 hours and 16 minutes. Like I said, just a quick breakdown of the game. Obviously, you have to go over the different advantages and disadvantages, with Matthew Stafford over Burrow. That's a push. Offensive line for the Rams, a big advantage for them. That is big facts. All right. And then obviously as you transition with the running backs, you got Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, as well as Sony Michel, Cooper Kupp, and Odell. Van Jefferson will be balling out. Higbee is out, so look for the replacement to come in. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey are going to be doing their thing. Ramley in the building. But this was tough. Joe Burrow has been nice. Joe Mixon is a top 10 running back, underrated. They got Samaje Perine as well. Jamar Chase hitting the gritty, top 5 wide receiver. Avoid the boy, Tyler Boyd, top 30. T. Higgins, top 30. Jesse Bates III, the best ball hawk safety in the NFL, the most underrated safety in the NFL. Jesse Bates III. They also have Von Bell, and they have T-Rex on the D-line. maybe the best piece on the team, Evan McPherson. Very nice besides Joe Burrow. Kitty goes meow. I wish I could say it just like with Tom, but I have to go with the Rams, and that's tough, man. It was really, really tough for me to say, but 34-30, 34-31, 30-28, something of that nature. That's what I'm kind of feeling. Daniel M. He quit. Obviously, you haven't been in this room in a long, long time. He hasn't been a part of this channel for a long time. Eagles John in the building. What to do? How are you? Yeah, 71 on the Cash App, 105 through the Facebook app, and quite a few donos through the chat as well. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more at this point. I mean, we've already been grinding now for 2 hours and 18 minutes. I mean, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, smash that like button for you, boy. Donate if you can, which would be great. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. We need 6 subs to get 20K. So if there's anyone that can do that, it would be greatly appreciated. And I love you and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Oh, man, what a long day. I'm watching NFL Network right now. What do they got going on here? Oh, it's just like a Super Bowl preview. MJ Acosta Ruiz. I kind of liked it when Colleen Wolfe was the one that was on the show and they replaced her with MJ Acosta Ruiz. And I know she does like the Good Morning Football on the weekends, but I think Colleen Wolfe is so underrated. I thought that was kind of bullshit that they pushed her out and brought MJ Acosta Ruiz in. But, I mean, it is what it is. You got to make room for other, female analysts, and they want to move people around and whatnot. But maybe Colleen Wolfe will take over Kay Adams on Good Morning Football because I know her contract is up. But the show has gone downhill. Not only since Peter Schrager started stealing Uncle Momentum from me, but when Nate Burleson left, the show has gone downhill. I mean, you got D'Angelo Hall, Chris Carter, but they're not Nate Burleson, though. Nate is so special. He was the best on the show. Kay Adams, I don't really care for. Peter Schrager's a weasel, stealing my material. Kyle Brandt is cool. He's got high energy with angry runs, but, I mean, it's not the same chemistry as it was before. That's facts. Speaking of Nate, he's on TV now. There we go. I see you, Nate. We got Cameron Jordan. We got LaDainian Tomlinson and Nate Burleson on TV. Hell yeah. D. Lyman, baby. 7-time Pro Bowl selection. And Cam Jordan will be a Hall of Famer. Facts. Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing is to watch film and break stuff down. You just got to make sure you save up, with a camera and get the proper setup with the microphones, kind of like Birdman 951 did, with his YouTube channel. And so once you get the proper setup, like I said, I can have Birdman 951 hop on. I could have you hop on. I could have Brute Saint hop on. So it just depends on, who you are. If I know you got the proper setup, you know what I mean? And we can go after it. Like I said, I don't mind. I'll probably drop the link in the Super Bowl stream. So if people want to, say hi, depending on if they have like a Super Bowl party or if there's something going on. So I might drop the link on Super Bowl so we can check up on some of the fans on the food and who they got going on, who they have over at the house and whatnot. But I'm going to be grinding it out. It'll be like a 6-hour stream though. Well, Kay's not on the TV right now. Nate is standing up. And he's with Cameron Jordan and LaDainian Tomlinson. So no footsies allowed, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Kay's really biased. I don't really like her personality. She just kind of seems fake to me. It's just not the same person that I knew on that show. Very heavy on the Saints, very heavy on the Bears. Just seems kind of fake to me. Schrager's a weasel, always stealing material. Like I said, Nate Burleson was hands down the best. And Kyle Brandt's got good energy. But like I said, 2 out of 4 isn't going to make a superstar show. And obviously after Schrager started stealing my material, I can't respect that show anymore. Will I still watch it? Yeah, but I won't watch it all the way through. I'll watch a little bit of it. And then I'll watch Pat McAfee show instead because those are the 2 shows that I really like the most. Good Morning Football and Pat McAfee show. But Nate Burleson got promoted, which he should. He was the best on that show, and he's on CBS, and good for him. You know what I mean? He moved on, from, the PG show on TV. So.
Super Bowl predictions, 5 sack lunches, Stafford turnovers, 3. Wow, Cameron Jordan is a hater of the Rams. Burrow passing yards, how many? 280? 300? 320? Yeah. And obviously you can go against the linebackers, for the Rams. That's kind of a weakness there. The Rams aren't good against the screen, and they don't have very good linebackers as well. Beefy McWhat now. Bang! Orion, if you want the best pizza in Oregon, hit up Giuseppe's on Stark. Okay. Yeah, I ended up getting a pizza. Cyberpunk 53 does it again. Let's go. Oh, man. Dude, Cyberpunk 53 always donates 50 or 100 every stream he comes in, right? And sometimes he won't even let himself be known. He does a donation first. Let's go. Let's go. Beefy McWhat now. Bang, I will. And I ended up getting pizza from Chicago overnight. 2 deep dish pizzas, 2 sets of ribs, and barbecue sauce. I had one of the pizzas today. It was phenomenal. Let's go. Beefy McWhat now. Bang, $5. Beefy. I got one right here for you. Cyberpunk 53 has joined Holly Hundo and Nate the Great as far as like top donators of the channel. He's really stepped up. I'm telling you. And we already know Nate the Great works 16-hour days, 80 hours a week. Holly Hundo works very hard as well. We know she's a grinder, right? Cyberpunk 53, my boy. All right, he donates first, and then he comes into the chat. All right? All right? And this guy works 11. He works 6 11s, 66 hours, right? And I know he watches me at work and whatnot. Bang! $50 like he does on every motherfucking stream. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. My dude. Let's go. Appreciate you. I with the bets, I mean, it's tough, dude, with the betting. I mean, I might, do Rams. I might do a bet with them on DraftKings. I might end up doing that. But, I mean, the points, the over, the under, I mean, some of those prop bets are tough to be able to. And the reason they do those prop bets, because, heads or tails on the coin toss, Burrow's going to get so many yards. I don't do any of those. I might just do straight up, or just do the Rams. But like I said, I would love for the Bengals to win. But I mean, if money is involved, I got to be smart about it. Shout out Beefy McWhat now. Bang, 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 bang. $5 foot long. My boy, always putting in work. Cyberpunk 53. He's donated like $50 every stream I do. It's always 50, 100 or more. And I appreciate you so much, because there's been times where we were sitting at like $5. And then with your donation, we ended up getting to like 75 or 80, or we were sitting at $25 and it was at the end of the stream, right? And then boom, we got to like 75 or 80. And I'll tell you what, 75 or 80 is a hell of a lot better than 25 or 5 when you've been grinding for 2 or 3 hours. You know what I mean? So thank you. I love you and I appreciate you. And I mean, think about that. I mean, if you're working 6 11s, or if you're working 5 16-hour shifts, my God, you guys are some of the hardest working people on planet Earth. And obviously you're making a lot of money. You're working really hard. Time is money. But I'm glad that I, have that your guys' support. Because if it wasn't for you guys, Nate the Great, Nathaniel Marsh, Holly Hundo, Cyberpunk 53, Forbidden Alchemy, Sarah Small, Eagles John, all you guys, Beefy McWhat now, I wouldn't be able to, invest in myself for the dream. Because obviously if I'm not making enough money, I don't make any money off the ad revenue. Ad revenue, I make like less than $50 a month. That can't pay my rent. You know what I mean? So 99% of the funds that I make to survive are off Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, Facebook app, or the YouTube Super Chat. And a lot of you guys have, kind of transitioned into Cash App over YouTube. That way I get 99% of your dono instead of 70%. And that means a lot, because if you're paying YouTube or Google, that's cool too. Because I could use that money down the road. You know what I mean? But getting 99% of your dono instead of 70% and 30 of it going to Google for nothing, like they didn't even do anything.
and they're getting like 30% of the donation. You know what I mean? So that means a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. Holly Hundo, Cyberpunk 53, Nate the Great, Eagles John has been a heavy donator almost every stream, always dropping a 10, a 15. Cyberpunk always dropping a 50 or 100. Holly Hundo dropping a 300 earlier this week. Huge. Nate the Great dropping 500 multiple times. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys. So, oh, baby. Yeah, what are we sitting at in donos right now? 265.20. Let's go. Marcos Pineda with 105 today as well. Let's go. Awesome. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Love you and appreciate you. It's all good, man. How you feeling, dude? I'm just grinding away, dude. Appliance repair dispatch. Yeah, I mean, I used to do phone sales and customer service, but I will never do it ever again. I did it for like 20 years of my life, and I think that's why I'm so good on the mic, because I've been on the phones with like black, white, Asian, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Australian. I've talked to every race of every age, of every person, good or bad. But the mental stress that it gives you. Some people can be physically tired, but when you're mentally tired in a day, it's worse. Because you have headaches, you have migraines, you get asshole people, they're dicks to you, and you can't swear back at them or you get fired. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a tough thing where you're getting verbally abused or getting told no all the time, like in sales or customer service. And you have to have a really strong backbone and be mentally strong. There's a reason why a lot of people can't do phone sales over the phone or in face-to-face, because it's just too much pressure. You know what I mean? But I did it for about 20 years, and I think that's a big part of why I am the way that I am. But it did start to give me depression and anxiety, so I walked away, and I never will do that job again. So, Cyberpunk 53. So I went through my picks, and I'm not sure if you got to see some of the show early on, but I was Bengals all the way for like 3 weeks. And then today I decided to flip my pick, and I went the Rams. Quarterback, it's a push. Offensive line, Rams. Running back, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, or Sony Michel, or Samaje Perine and Mixon. Advantage Bengals. But the O-line sucks, so it's a push between the running backs being better for the Bengals, but the O-line is better for the Rams, so it's a push. Wide receivers, advantage Cooper Kupp, Odell, Van Jefferson, because I think Cooper Kupp and Odell are more dangerous than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I just think that's the better option. Tight ends, they're both injured, so the backup for the Rams should be better. Defense, it's a check mark for the Rams. Defensive line, check mark for the Rams. Defense in general, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, advantage Rams. Okay, kicker, advantage Bengals. And then obviously with the safety, advantage Jesse Bates III. But overall, with the coaching staff, who has the advantage? It's very clear. Kevin O'Connell, Raheem Morris at DC. Kevin O'Connell will be the new head coach of the Vikings. Okay, he reminds me of Sean McVay. And who's better, Sean McVay or Zach Taylor? It's Sean McVay. So I got to go with the Rams, 34-30, 34-31, or 30-28, somewhere in that general range. And that was tough. That was tough for me to say, because Rams fans haven't been very pleasant towards me. They beat me in the playoffs. I definitely am like everyone else. I don't have a connection with the Lions, Stafford, or Aaron Donald. So I could give a shit less if the Rams win or not. I actually would love for the Bengals to win, but I can't be biased. I have to give what I think, because people are going to be betting money on what I say. But if the Bengals win and I'm wrong, it'll be the first time I'm wrong in 20 years, and I'm okay with it. If I end up getting this pick wrong in the Super Bowl and Joe Burrow ends up being the next Joe Montana, Tom Brady, awesome. That's just good for the NFL. Another superstar that can emerge. Joe Burrow, Joe Montana, Jamar Chase, Jerry Rice. If we can get the new Joe Montana, Jerry Rice combo, and it's Burrow and Chase, I think that's good for the NFL. But Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp have something to say about that. And I think the MVP of the Super Bowl is Cooper Kupp. Over 100 yards, and I think he's going to get at least 1 or 2 scores. He should have just as much yards as Jamar Chase, if not more. I love both the wide receivers, but Cooper Kupp has been the most unguardable wide receiver this season. Even better than Devontae Adams and Tyreek the Freak Hill, which is nuts. That's facts. God damn, I love you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love ya. Zach, I'm taking the Rams D to win it. I had to be able to not be a biased person because, I mean, if I did Bengals for the wrong reasons, it wasn't going to work out. So I figured Aaron Donald, he wants that ring, right? Cooper Kupp, unguardable, the man, Stafford at the end of the career. I mean, if they don't get it now, who's to say that they won't get it next year? The Bengals have plenty of opportunities. The Rams are running out of time. So it's like this, they went all in for this year. So I agree. I'm going the same route as well. But it's tough. You don't want to have a biased opinion. Cooper Kupp is nice. He's nice. Yeah, call center or working in the office, it's just crazy, dude. Just getting verbally abused. I mean, I worked for cable companies, satellite companies, Verizon. I sold Verizon business to businesses in New York and Boston. The rudest people on planet Earth. You call them up and you're like, fuck you, buy this. They're just so rude. You know what I mean? And if you don't fast talk them back, they don't respect you. So you have to almost be like a dick back to them. And that's not my nature. You know what I mean? My girlfriend worked with me too. And she's more like nice. And, we didn't have to lie to get sales. And that was a problem. A lot of people would bend the truth in phone sales just to get a sale. And I wouldn't do that because I actually have morals and a heart. And my girlfriend wouldn't do it either. You know what I mean? So if we get let go or demoted because we're not lying, so be it. You know what I mean? Some people have a soul in sales and some people don't. So, and a lot of the successful people that are great in sales are fucking liars and piece of shit people. I've gone through a lot of piece of shit people in the sales career. That's facts. But, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and make all that money knowing that you ripped people off or lied to them, that's a sad thing. You know what I mean? I never will be that person. So. Oh, baby. Yeah, Ramsey, I appreciate that. I think that's correct as well. I had a horrible lady on the phone today. I calmed her down. Yeah, some people are just so rude. So rude. So rude. But I appreciate you guys so much. Cyberpunk 53, I can't tell you enough. You're always coming through in the clutch for me, no matter what. And since you came in late, if you want to start the stream from the beginning, once I'm done, you can kind of see, the vibe and the energy and everything that I went over. It was a great show. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to spend some time with my dog Paisley. The girlfriend wants to hang out. So I'm going to end up stopping the stream now, 2 hours and 35 minutes in. What did we like finish out on the donos? 200, almost 300, right? What a day. You know what I mean? Like the donos have been sitting at about $75 to like $500 pretty consistently. And if I have that, obviously I know I'm going to be able to, do this full time. And it feels so good to be loved and appreciated by you guys. Yeah, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys so much. If I didn't have my girlfriend or my puppy here, I probably would stream for another hour and do like 3 or 4 hours because I got nothing going on. I'm not going anywhere or anything, but thank you so much for your guys' generosity. Thank you so much for supporting me. Your support means so much to me. I'm going to be back tomorrow with another stream. We'll talk Super Bowl. We'll talk, anything that you guys want to talk about, NFL or NBA or wrestling wise. I'll be back tomorrow, probably sometime around 6 p.m. Pacific time, unless something comes up. And then we got Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to stream for 5 to 6 hours. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Shout out to you guys. $121 on the Cash App. Big support from Cyberpunk 53. $105 for my boy Marcos Pineda on the Facebook app. We got plenty of donos on the YouTube Super Chat as well, like Beefy McWhat Now. I'm seeing you. And I'm just going to scroll up. Beefy McWhat Now, $5. Beefy McWhat Now, $5. I'm scrolling because I don't want to leave. Beefy McWhat Now, another $10. Beefy McWhat Now, another $10. Damn, you're doing it, my dude. $30, $40 from Beefy McWhat Now. Support you guys so much. You guys are the best. Love you and appreciate you. So a good chunk of that on the YouTube Super Chat was from Beefy McWhat Now. Shout out to you, man. It feels so good to be loved and supported like that. Cyberpunk 53, $50. Appreciate you. Love you. All the goats in the room. Elliot Evans, Sarah Small, Holly Hundo, Eagles John, Cyberpunk 53, everybody, Will the Thrill, everyone that's in the room. Beefy McWhatnout, I see you. Daniel M., everyone in the building. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I love you. Appreciate you. Salute. NWSF for life, brother. And I will be back again tomorrow. Beefy, thank you so much for your support.
10, 20, 30, 40. We had a fun time on the Super Bowl stream last year. I remember your donations the most at the end when we won. It felt really good to get the support from you. Love you. Appreciate you. Holly Hundo, Elliot Evans, Beefy, Will the Thrill, Sarah Small, all of y'all. Matt Payton from Hawaii. I love you. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night. I got a few more beers to drink, some gummies to eat, and I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. Peace. Gang!